station of WGN America.
From a cold and breezy Wrigley Field in Chicago, we're set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The Cubs are back home for a 9-game homestand against one of their old rivals dating back to the old National League East, the New York Mets, as we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Cubs baseball. Along with Bob Brenly, I'm Len Casper. Bob, welcome back. It was an eventful road trip, to say the least. We'll get into some of the numbers. The Cubs went 3-4 through those 3 cities. Unfortunately, lost a couple of guys to the DL.
Well, and that's the big story of the road trip. The Cubs did play well enough to win some of those games. Not so good in Cincinnati. A little better against a really good Florida Marlins team. And then the weekend in Boston, very forgettable. The runners in scoring position continues to be a problem. Only a .225 mark for the Cubs.
Marlon Byrd on the DL with multiple facial fractures after that beating on Saturday. Matt Garza is on the DL. More on him later, but he has an elbow injury. And, Bob, that puts just a little more pressure on guys like Ryan Dempster.
Well, I think Ryan Dempster's immune to pressure. He's going to be facing a team that he's done pretty well against in the past. You see what he's done against the Mets in his career, and these are the times you really rely on your veteran players. Ryan Dempster, Carlos Zambrano. You're going to expect those guys to get deeper in the game and rest that bullpen a little bit.
The Cubs have fared well against left-handed starters. It will be a lefty for the Mets, Jonathan Neese, and he's coming off his best start of the year.
Yeah, 7 shutout innings against the Washington Nationals. A slow start to the season, but he's been coming on strong lately.
Now, the Mets got off to a 5-13 start, but they're 17-11 since, so it won't be easy as the Cubs open up a 3-team 9-game homestand. The ace will get the ball to start it against the New York Mets next.
Are you ready to hear something that will actively excite you? Sure.
Your favorite shows and
Your favorite characters are on WGN America. Huzzah!
oh, that's fantastic.
Dharma.
Greg? Oh. Richard.
Christine.
See, I'm ridiculous.
Elliot.
Johnny D.
Ooh, I like that. Ted. Barney. Freeze frame high five. Loud.
Out loud 24/7 365.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Would Foghorn Leghorn make a really bad book narrator?
It was the best of times. It was I say worst of times. And by worst, I'm talking as bad. I say as bad as my Aunt Jenny's corn pudding. That stuff will sink you like a stone.
Okay, that was
You getting all this in there, son? I just added that last part. It's called ad-libbing. Anyway, I say it was the
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Don't worry, Lucky. These Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks will save us. Look!
Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks. Try our new flavors.
After we stay 2 times at a hotel, who wants a free night? Free night! Free!
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, when you stay 2 separate times at any of these Choice Hotels, you'll earn 1 night free. Book today at choicehotels.com.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Ford, the newest vehicles on the road are now at your local Ford store, like the all-new Ford Explorer SUV, 100% reinvented. Visit localfordstores.com. Ford, drive one. And by the Illinois Lottery. How does $1,000 a week every week for the rest of your life sound? Then play Cash for Life instant games from the Illinois Lottery. The longer you live, the more you get. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Right-hander Ryan Dempster will take on this Mets lineup written out by their new manager Terry Collins. Jose Reyes will lead it off. Daniel Murphy's at first. Ike Davis on the DL. You have Carlos Beltran moving from center to right this year. Jason Bay in left. Justin Turner is at third. David Wright is on the shelf. Willie Harris in center. Angel Pagan is hurt. Ronnie Paulino catches. Ruben Tejada plays second, and the pitcher Nice hits ninth.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively. Soriano, Johnson, and Montañez. Johnson figures to get a lot of starts in center field. One of many options for center field. Ramirez, Castro, Barney, Pena across the infield. Coy Hill doing the catching for right-hander Ryan Dempster. Cubs lineup brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
You see the numbers for Dempster. The 6.91, the highest ERA in baseball, as Jose Reyes greets him with a leadoff single. And you can look for Jose Reyes to run.
You can look for this entire Mets team to run, but especially Reyes. They rank 6th in the majors in stolen bases as a team with 42. Reyes with 17 of his own. Doesn't figure to be over there at first base very long.
Now Daniel Murphy playing first base. Both these teams are banged up. Mets with 2/5 of their projected rotation on the DL. Chris Young and Johan Santana, and the Cubs now 3/5. Although Randy Wells expected to be back on Saturday, but he and Andrew Kashner and Matt Garza all on the disabled list as Murphy looks at a strike. Get the umpires for you. Jerry Meals, John Toon Payne, C.B. Buckner, and the crew chief Dale Scott. Long pause by Dempster. Reyes not running, and the pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you had a little bit of a respite, did a little scouting trip in the Florida State League, but we wanted to remind you that it is a little cool in some parts of the country still.
Yes, it is. And this is one of those parts of the country.
5 degrees and a north wind at 12. And that ball will be pushed more out of play.
I left Daytona International Airport at 6 o'clock this morning, and it was already 78 degrees on its way to 90. Put my shorts and my t-shirt and sneakers on, ready to head to the airport, and I said, wait a minute. I'm going to be landing in Chicago. We better check the weather report there, and needless to say, changed my wardrobe for the flight home.
We had a great weekend. It was hot this weekend, and it will heat up before this homestand is over, but it's not hot right now. Just pretend you're sitting in your beachside hotel room in Daytona and the air conditioning is out of control.
Yeah. Call housekeeping. There's something wrong with my AC.
Reyes not going again. That pitch just off the inside corner. And it's even at 2-2. The Mets are patient. They will take walks. Tied for the second most in the majors with 178 as a team. This time Reyes runs. The pitch is high. The throw got him. Excellent throw by Coy Hill, but an assist, Bob, to his pitcher Ryan Dempster made Jose Reyes wait, and that may have cost the base runner.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can really do against a good base stealer is alter your rhythm to home plate. Quick pitch on one delivery, hold the ball on the next one. And that time Reyes not able to get a good jump, giving Coy Hill an opportunity to throw him out at second base. Yeah, Reyes with a quick peek back to home plate, even though that was not a hit and run. The premier base stealers feel that that does not slow them down to take that quick peek over their shoulder to see what's going on at home plate. But Reyes gunned down at second base.
And that is ball 4, so Murphy will take his spot. Reyes with 348 career steals, but now he's been caught 89 times.
Hey, we want to remind fans that tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by WRTO, La Tremenda, Chicago Spanish language sports leader, with our good friends Hector Fabregas and Elio Benitez on the call.
Brings up switch hitting Carlos Beltran. Beltran has made the switch from center to right. He won 3 gold gloves in center, but he's been bothered by knee problems the last few years. This is the final year of a 7-year contract. One ball, no strikes. The Mets are not immune to drama. We know that. And their owner, Fred Wilpon, remember the big controversy in terms of the Mets ownership situation is the financial issues resulting from their previous connection to Bernie Madoff, whose Ponzi scheme ripped off thousands of investors. And in the New Yorker coming up, this is a must read from the owner of the Mets. On the Beltran contract, for instance, he was talking about himself, who gave him that money. 65 to 70% of what he was. Jose Reyes due to become a free agent. Took a shot at David Wright, saying he's not a superstar. And man, do the tabloids in New York love this stuff.
What a motivator. Way to go, Fred.
And the biggest one, I think, is at the bottom. The New York Daily News has obtained the upcoming edition of Sports Illustrated as Beltran swings and misses, the May 30th edition. And Wilpon says the Mets are bleeding cash and could lose $70 million this year.
Ooh. Well, I'm sure that makes buyers just line up.
On David Wright, the quote, really good kid, a very good player, not a superstar. Beltran foul tips, that's strike 3. 2 down. There's the new manager, Terry Collins, back in a big league dugout for the first time in a while.
Took a little bit of a cut fastball that time to Beltran. Fouls it right into the mid of Coy Hill for the second out of the inning. Big stride from Beltran. Really spreads out in that left-handed batter's box.
Now Jason Bay, the left fielder, with Murphy still at first, 2 outs, and a high fly ball that's not going to go anywhere on a night like this. Reed Johnson camped underneath. Dempster gives up a single, a walk, but no runs. We'll head to the bottom of the first. The Mets nothing, and the Cubs are coming up.
Powerful deodorants protect against sweat, but they can cause skin irritation. Dove Men Plus Care combines 48-hour protection plus our 1/4 moisturizer technology in a non-irritant formula. New Dove Men Plus Care deodorant, tough on sweat, not on skin.
Losing power shouldn't mean losing time. The Next Tech Quick Boost. Giving you a charge in just 3 minutes, getting you back to work faster. Craftsman, trust in your hands. Now hard to reach is never out of reach. The next generation Craftsman Hammerhead. It's an auto hammer, but the only one with an articulating head for superior access. Get a free drill with purchase of one of these 12-volt tools. Craftsman, trust in your hands.
No matter what life throws at you, you can take the heat till it turns into heartburn. You've got what it takes. Zantac. It's strong, fast, lasting relief. So let him turn up the heat. You can stop that heartburn cold. Zantac.
Too much on your plate? No matter when you get around to booking, Hotels.com will have a great last-minute deal waiting for you. Like at the Hotels.com 48-hour sale this Tuesday and Wednesday only. Hotels.com. Be smart. Book smart.
The Cubs Pepsi lineup brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of MLB and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Kind of a rough weekend in Boston, but the big 8-run 8th on Saturday as the Cubs came back and won 9-3. Johnson, Barney, Castro at the top. Ramirez, Pena, Soriano in the middle. Lou Montañez back in a Cubs uniform. In fact, this will be his first Cub game, even though he started in the organization way back when. And Hill and Dempster make up the battery.
Quick look at the Mets defensively. Bay, Harrison, Beltran across the outfield. Beltran, as Len mentioned, moving over to right field. Turner, Reyes, Tejada, and Murphy across the infield. Former Pirate Ronnie Paulino behind the plate for left-hander Jonathan Neese. This Mets team plays pretty good defense. Only 22 errors on the season, and they'll have to make some plays behind Jonathan Neese tonight.
This left-hander is just 24 years old. 6'4", 217 from Lima, Ohio. I got it right? Lima, not Lima, right? Lives in Defiance. Chad Billingsley was his high school teammate in Defiance. And the 1-1 to Johnson is sprayed foul. Reed is going to get a lion's share of the playing time in center field with Marlon Byrd on the disabled list. The Cubs are hitting .305 against lefties. That's the second best record behind only the Cincinnati Reds, who are hitting .306.
And from the left-hander Jonathan Neese tonight, they'll see a fastball with a little bit of tail away from a right-handed hitter. They'll see a cut fastball in on the hands of the right-hander and a curveball, a very occasional rare straight changeup. But basically a 3-pitch mix, 2 different fastballs and a curveball.
Jeff Baker day-to-day with the groin injury he suffered in Boston a couple nights ago is available to pinch hit. And Marlon Byrd and Jeff Baker have combined to go 7 for 11 against Jonathan Neese. But here's why Marlon Byrd's going to be on the DL for a while. It's hard to watch. Alfredo Aceves drilled him. Didn't mean to do it, but it didn't hit helmet. It got all cheek, everything right below his left eye. Multiple facial fractures. There's a ground ball to third base. Justin Turner will fire across for the out. Marlon did see Dr. Rosen at Northwestern Hospital. The bruising is healing. That's good news. And for the next 1 to 2 weeks, there will be no baseball activity. They want all that swelling to go down. And then at that point, kind of reassess where things are. Reading the reports from Boston, Bob, Marlon's first concern was about his vision. He couldn't see out of his left eye. That's what he was originally freaking out about. But that came back, and you think about him first, the baseball part of it second.
Absolutely. And you knew it was not good. I mean, we've seen Marlon Byrd get hit by a pitch repeatedly, and rarely does he even acknowledge that he was hit by a pitch. But obviously a completely different circumstance in Boston. And knowing Marlon, as soon as he's cleared to begin baseball activities, it won't be too much after that he'll be ready to get back on the field and start helping his teammates again.
There's Lou Montañez, former Cubs first-round pick, and back in the organization this year, and he's with the big league team. Justin Byrd got the call up when Byrd went on the DL, but today Matt Garza put on the disabled list with a right elbow bone contusion. Barney takes strike 2. It's full. But because that's backdated to last Wednesday, he will be eligible coming up and hopefully back in that St. Louis series on the next trip. They got him at first. Good stretch by Murphy, as Ruben Tejada is a very strong defender, and they get Darwin Barney.
Pretty nice backhanded play on the run for Tejada. He's known for his leather. Good defensive players yet to make an error this year. Jose Reyes, the shortstop, with only 4 errors on the season.
You see, Montañez was raking at AAA Iowa. The Cubs took him 3rd overall back in the 2000 draft. Big league time with Baltimore. I mentioned Baker day-to-day. Andrew Kashner saw Dr. Yoakum as Starlin Castro takes a strike. In Los Angeles, and Dr. Yoakum 100% confirmed Dr. Grislow's reading of the Kashner MRI and the diagnosis. So essentially, Andrew is where we thought he would be, and that is back to square one, but nothing worse than what we thought a few days ago. I have good news.
Thank you.
And we need some. That'll be foul. Randy Wells is back with the team and is penciled in on Saturday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coming back from the forearm injury. And Giovanni Soto with a full set of drills in Mesa. He will participate in extended spring training tomorrow. He'll go to AA Tennessee Thursday and Friday and should be activated over the weekend. A liner's going to be caught by Willie Harris as he was shaded toward the gap in right center. The Cubs go down in order, 0-0.
Who's serving up a big breakfast this weekend?
On an endless buffet, a juicy steak.
Don't flip out.
Only Golden Corral would include steak for breakfast. It's on our endless weekend breakfast buffet, all for a great low price. Only at Golden Corral.
Losing power shouldn't mean losing time. The Next Tech Quick Boost. Giving you a charge in just 3 minutes, getting you back to work faster. Craftsman, trust in your hands. Now hard to reach is never out of reach. The next generation Craftsman Hammerhead. It's an auto hammer, but the only one with an articulating head for superior access. Get a free drill with purchase of one of these 12-volt tools. Craftsman, trust in your hands.
We're now offering large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, Monday through Wednesday carryout.
$7.99? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza's worth at least twice what we're charging for.
The economy's still tough, and this is a great way to give customers value.
Powerful deodorants protect against sweat, but they can cause skin irritation. Dove Men Plus Care combines 48-hour protection plus our 1/4 moisturizer technology in a non-irritant formula. New Dove Men Plus Care deodorant, tough on sweat, not on skin.
Even in the most uncertain times, there are some things we know for sure. There will still be weddings, still be babies, and still be bright futures. That's why New York Life has been helping families plan for the expected and unexpected for 166 years. Backed by the highest ratings for financial strength, we're safe and secure, so you can be too. Give your family the gift of a secure financial future. New York Life, the company you keep.
White Sox, Jays, Saturday 1 East 10 West on WGN America.
Watch the Cubs take on the Mets tomorrow at 7:05 right here at beautiful Wrigley Field. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs keychain, compliments of Navy Pier. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Third baseman Justin Turner takes a strike on the inside corner as we are underway in the second. Waiver pickup from Baltimore last year. And he pops it up behind the plate. No play for Coy Hill. In fact, they got him a year ago tomorrow on waivers from the Baltimore Orioles. Sinkers outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. David Wright is on the DL. He's got a stress fracture in his back. We done enough health news yet? Just foul. We've spent more time talking about guys who aren't here than guys who are, but it's green. The ivy has grown in and it looks beautiful.
The ivy's healthy.
Yep.
Can't say the same about players on both of these ball clubs. Really struggling through some injuries. When you mentioned David Wright on the DL, and we talked about the stolen bases for the Mets, and David Wright, a big part of that. He was a perfect 9 for 9 in steals. Watch out. Tailing fastball running up and into Turner, just able to spin out of the way at the last instant.
Got him as Dempster given that call on the outside corner.
Yeah, it's been a very fluid strike zone in the early part of this ball game. Some borderline pitches have gone the way of the pitchers. Other borderline pitches have gone the way of the hitters. Jerry Meals, much like both starting pitchers, just trying to search for that strike zone right now.
Now left-handed hitting Willie Harris. Let's hope they get Angel Pagan back possibly this weekend. He has a strained oblique. And that's out in the left center. It'll get down as Soriano will cut it off. Harris with a big turn, but he's going to stay with a single. You can send us an email at LennonBob@Tribune.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Brings up the catcher Ronnie Paulino. We want the kid Gary Carter to know, the Hall of Famer. We're thinking about him. It was recently divulged that Carter, as that ball is foul, is dealing with 4 small brain tumors. 5 years with the New York Mets, including the 1986 World Series winning season. Former teammate of Keith Hernandez, who's working in the Mets TV booth. Most of Carter's career, however, was spent in Montreal, and behind that monitor is Keith Hernandez. Good look at his hair. He has good hair.
Yes, he does. And
Bob, you backed up Gary Carter in the 1984 All-Star game.
Everybody called him the kid. Gary Carter, in that era of catchers that not only were good behind the plate, handled a pitching staff well, but an offensive force in the middle of the lineup every day. We want to see the kid get well soon.
Yeah. It's tough news to hear. Well, he played the game with a smile on his face every day, didn't he?
Well, he made the opposing teams frown, but yeah, he had a smile on his face.
Well, we've seen Ronnie Paulino in a few different uniforms. Normally, he's a guy who would play mainly against lefties. Josh Tolley is their other catcher. He's a left-handed hitter. He's hitting just .205. Paulino gets a start against the right-hander Dempster.
Yeah, Paulino has always been known more as an offense-oriented catcher, but he's done a pretty nice job behind the plate. He has the lowest catcher's ERA working with this Mets pitching staff, and he's also thrown out 4 of 7 attempted base stealers.
And he smacks that one on the ground into left. That's back-to-back hits with 1 out. And it'll bring up the second baseman, Ruben Tejada.
Paulino, a big guy hitting out of kind of an exaggerated crouch for a guy his size, but it has always worked for him. As you said, he has worn out left-handed pitching throughout his career, and it's a base hit in his first at bat of this game.
Second base has really been a revolving door for the Mets. They had Luis Castillo in spring training, but he was released. They gave the opening day job to a Rule 5 guy named Brad Emus, but after a couple of weeks of struggling, he was cut. Daniel Murphy, Justin Turner, Tejada, Chin-Lung Hu with a couple of starts there.
Who?
Yes. Every team generally has one spot you're just kind of mixing and matching and trying to sort it out, and second base seems to be that spot for the Mets. So who is on second, not on first, as the old Abbott and Costello sketch goes. Bob, I don't know how well you know Terry Collins, but the last time he was in this position as a major league manager was way back in 1999. It's gotten good marks. This team got off to a bad start. They lost 13 of 18. We've mentioned all the injuries, but they're playing pretty good baseball even after losing 2 of 3 to the Yankees over the weekend. They're hovering around the 500 mark.
Well, and we're told by people close to the organization that they feel that Terry Collins is the right guy for the job right now, holding the players accountable and to make sure that they're as prepared as possible every day they take the field. Dotting the I's and crossing the T's was never a problem for Terry Collins.
They have a new general manager, Sandy Alderson. One and 2 the count on Ruben Tejada. The pitcher Nice is on deck. Mets with 3 hits over the first 2 innings. They've all been singles. Dempster with a walk as well. And a 1-2 low. Good night to pitch. Temperatures in the mid-40s, and right now the wind blowing directly in from the center field scoreboard.
Great night to pitch here at Wrigley Field. The cold temperatures, the wind blowing in. Everything would seem to be stacked in favor of the guys out there on the bump tonight.
Johnson's going to call for it, and the runners will hold. And with 2 outs, it is John Neese. These are the types of series that over the dinner table before the game, we were chatting with Gary Cohen and Keith Hernandez from Mets TV, just about interleague play, about the schedule, about the old days. This was a great rivalry for a long time. Now, obviously, 1969 comes to mind, but even back in the 80s, some very good Cubs and Mets teams would battle in the old NL East. The Mets are still in the East. The Cubs are in the Central, which was created in '94. But it's too bad the Mets only come to Wrigley once, and we only go there once.
Well, it's too bad they don't come here more than once, but going to New York once is plenty for me. Thank you.
You like New York, don't you?
I like it for 3 days. That's enough.
Yeah. Well, this was a very good rivalry. I think the Tigers and Yankees would tell you the same thing. You know, Milwaukee had great rivalry with Boston. Now the Brewers are in the National League. Two 2-0 on the pitcher with Reyes on deck. And that is a strike. Now the Cubs will be in New York in September the 9th, the 10th, and coincidentally the 11th of September. It'll be the 10th anniversary of the tragic terrorist attack in New York. It'll be a very emotional day, not only in New York but throughout the country for that matter. 2-2.
I think people that root for either one of the New York teams, the Mets or the Yankees, would tell you that the new ballparks have tempered the attitude of the fans somewhat at the Yard. Maybe it's the ticket prices, maybe it's just a new generation of fans, but not the same kind of animosity that visiting teams used to get coming into Yankee Stadium or Old Shea Stadium. It's a little different feel going to New York to play nowadays than it used to be.
Runners will go on a 3-2. And here it is, fouled off. And making him work, even the pitcher here in the second inning.
High pitch count, but if it's any consolation, because of the cool temperatures here tonight, probably not as much of a physical exhaustion throwing that many pitches under these conditions as you would possibly on a hot, humid night here at Wrigley Field. That's why the pitch count number in and of itself is not always a real good indicator of when a guy is getting near the end of his rope. On a night like this, pitchers tend to stay fresh deeper into the ball game because of the weather conditions.
Another 3-2 and another foul. Neese hanging in there. He had 10 hits last year, including 2 here at Wrigley Field on September 5th. And as a pinch hitter on May 16th against Florida this year, he hit a triple.
Well, most managers will tell you if your pitcher can just force the opposing pitcher to throw a lot of pitches to get you out, that's a good at bat.
He went, couldn't hold up. If he had, that would have loaded the bases. Dale Scott rings him up. They leave 2, and we're still scoreless.
What up?
What up?
What up? What up?
What up?
What up? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, did you just feel that? I think we just had a what up quake. Say what? Up, dog. I request the highest of 5s. Freeze frame high 5. Say what?
It's time to take matters into your own hands, especially when a little work can mean big savings. AutoZone's got the advice and expertise you need to take on any job and get it done right. Because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
I was a little afraid. I mean, as an African American, I knew where my family tree might end up. But I went on Ancestry.com anyway, and I found out my great-great-grandfather was born a slave, but died a businessman. And that was worth finding.
Visit Ancestry.com and discover the world's largest online family history resource.
You don't have to know what you're looking for. You just have to start looking.
Your discovery starts right now on Ancestry.com.
Don't worry, Lucky. These Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks will save us.
Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks. Try our new flavors.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America.
Game along with Mike Quaddy. Log on to WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Here's Aramis Ramirez as nails Ivan De Jesus, who can smile about it. Good job, Ivan. He turned away from it and got it in the backside.
That's why you'll see a lot of third base coaches with a right-handed pull hitter at the plate stand down there near the Cubs bullpen and close to the wall to try to get themselves out of the line of fire.
Curve for a strike. It's 0-2.
Those loopy curve balls from Jonathan Neese right on the back door just did nip that outside corner.
A blooper out into right center. Tejada bobbled and dropped. He had a long way to run, got a glove on it, could not pull it in. It's a base hit for Ramirez.
Cubs will take that leadoff base hit. It wasn't pretty. Neese with a cutter right in on the hands of Aramis Ramirez. Just a little floater out there in shallow right field. It looked like Beltran conceded that Tejada was going to have to make the play there. He didn't come after that ball very hard.
Carlos Pena will bat with a runner on, nobody out. Ramirez not a big threat to run, but even if he thought about it, nobody runs on this guy.
No.
Jonathan Neese. Since he came into the league in 2008, he's allowed 2 stolen bases.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Tied with Dallas Braden of the A's for the fewest allowed with at least 200 innings. He had 37 consecutive starts without a stolen base against him at one point.
Boy, and that is significant for a guy that will give up base runners. He'll walk the occasional batter. He'll give up his share of base hits. He's not a big-time strikeout pitcher, but if you can control the opposing team's running game, it certainly is going to limit the damage that those base runners can do. Well, that's a great argument to get into with pitchers sometimes, because there are pitchers out there, Greg Maddux included, that never really concerned themselves very much with the running game. They figured they could get 3 outs before that batter could work his way around the bases. Other pitchers and pitching coaches place a huge emphasis on altering your delivery to home plate, working on a good pickoff move to try to slow down the running game. Yeah, for my money, that was the only way to beat Greg Maddux. You had to run and run crazy with everybody in your lineup top to bottom, including the 8-hitter and the pitcher. Constantly put pressure on him, because if you did not, it was going to be double play city all day long.
Carlos Pena always enjoys returning to Boston. Went to Northeastern University, went to high school in Massachusetts. Well, he just missed a home run Sunday night. Hit one deep to the warning track in right. Bounced that one off his front leg. And it's still 2-2.
Looked like it splashed up against that right foot. Sold it pretty good. It may have gotten the instep a little bit, but not as much as Carlos made it seem. That's a good veteran move right there. When you hit that ball close to your front foot and realize it's just going to trickle out into the infield for an easy out, yeah, you flop around, land on your back, grab your ankle. Anything you can do to try to buy that call from the home plate umpire.
Foul tip, strike 3. Now he's laid down a couple of hits with 2 strikes on bunts, and he had the entire left side of the infield available. He thought he had pulled the bat back, but he got a piece of it.
Just enough. In the estimation of Jerry Meals, the home plate umpire. Just a little indecision on the part of Carlos Pena whether or not that pitch was going to be a strike on the inside corner, and just didn't get the bat back quickly enough.
That brings up Alfonso Soriano. Ground ball, and it gets by. Maybe a little bit of a tricky hop, but it gets past Turner for a base hit. And the Cubs have 2 on for Lou Montañez. Montañez was the Cubs' first-round pick, 3rd overall out of Coral Park High School in Miami, Florida. 11 years ago, he never did get to the big league level the first time around with the Cubs. He returned on a minor league contract this past offseason. And off to a great start with Iowa this season. And as we check out the Xfinity HD shot of the game, that's right after he signed that contract as he came up to the WGN television booth. Cubs baseball brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast.
He's aged well. He doesn't look much older.
And he dunks it into right for a base hit. Ramirez is going to score. Soriano on his way to 3rd. Montañez to 2nd with a double. So 11 years after signing with the Cubs, he finally gets a hit in a Cub uniform.
A slashing ball down that right field line. Got in on his hands just a little bit, but muscles it out into right field to get the Cubs on the board. Nice going, kid. I'm going to call him a kid.
You got it. Well, talking to Mike Quaddy, and Montañez played for Quaddy just before he went to the Orioles organization. Q wanted to get him in. I mean, you have a left-handed pitcher, so it made it easier. It's Coy Hill with a ground ball to first. The throw's going to go to the plate. Out of the mid of the catcher, Paulino. Soriano's safe. 2-0. Very deliberate there by Murphy, but they had him.
Yeah, he took a lot of time to unload that ball, but it's a good throw in plenty of time to Ronnie Paulino. He just straight clanked that ball. Hit right in the middle of his mitt and popped out.
And still only one out. Montañez now at third. But Lou was hitting almost 370 in the minor leagues when he got called up, so why not get him in? I know you like that. As Dempster with the bunt. Montañez holding at third, and Ryan is thrown out at first. Why take a hot player and sit him for a week, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, Len, but I think when you call a guy up in the minor leagues, the sooner you can get him involved, the more he's going to feel a part of the team, and the more the rest of the team gets to know their new teammate and what he's all about and what he brings to the table. Yeah, I just think the faster you can get a guy in a lineup and help him contribute to the team, the better off it is for the entire organization.
Second and third, 2 outs. It's Reed Johnson.
Yeah, it really doesn't make much sense to call up a guy who's been knocking the cover off the ball at AAA and then have him just sit on the bench and watch, especially for a team that's been struggling for hits with runners in scoring position, looking for a little life, a little more speed in the lineup. Get him in there.
Two 2-0 to Johnson. 2-0 Cubs here in the second. Low 3-0. Cub fans, make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog. I have a post on how this will hopefully be a healing homestand. We have game notes from Stats. There's a link to our new podcast recorded at Fenway Park over the weekend. Once again, WGNTV.com. By the way, the lobster roll at Fenway Park, one of the best items I've ever eaten at a ballpark.
Really?
It is outstanding.
Yeah, it figures the one trip I don't make, you get good chow.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did they have an East Coast version of Rocky Mountain oysters?
Not that I'm aware of, but if they did, been there, done that, right?
Yep.
If they had pizza in the press box, you would have liked that. Bases loaded. Well, he had the air on Paulino, and this inning started on a bloop hit. And a ball that could have been caught. Not saying it should have been caught, but second baseman Tejada did get to the spot. Visit by Dan Warthen, the Mets pitching coach. Nice honor for the guy coming to the plate, Darwin Barney, as he received from Scott Nelson, the Cubs front office, the National League Rookie of the Month award for the month of April. Scott, the Cubs director of baseball operations. Outside corner.
You know, not unexpected that a young player like Darwin Barney would have some initial success, and then, as we've seen many times in the past, the league tends to make an adjustment, try to find some weaknesses, and you know, Darwin Barney going through a little bit of that, but even as he's adjusting, he's hitting over 300.
Base hit right field. Montañez is in. Coy Hill's going to score. Johnson slides in at third. 4-0. Barney now with 23 RBIs. I believe that ties him for the team lead with Alfonso Soriano.
A lot of hits on that right side of the field. Jonathan Neese with a cut fastball that Darwin Barney stays inside of, shoots it through that right side of the infield. Yeah, the kid coming up with not only hits but big hits.
So Soriano and Barney each with 23 RBIs, and the guy at the plate right behind them with 21.
Yeah, before that at bat, Darwin Barney was hitting .359 this season with runners in scoring position, so that number will go up. .359, that's exactly the number of pieces of bubble gum he'll chew before the night's over.
I mentioned the story on Friday, Bob, but it's worth repeating. Talk about interesting timing. Darwin's sister Darylyn, who had attended 3 different colleges, New York University, Oregon State. She graduated Saturday morning from Boston University. So it just so happened in all of his baseball travels, Darwin Barney happened to be in Boston, had the morning off with the night game Saturday, and he could attend the college graduation
about that
of his sister. Pretty cool. On Starlin Castro. 4 runs in here for the Cubs in the second. Make it 5. Reed Johnson will score. Barney to third. 5-0. They have batted around, and we're going to see some early action in the Mets bullpen in the second inning.
A nice piece of hitting that time by Starlin Castro. Jonathan Neese having some issues with that cutter, leaving a lot of them out over the plate, and the Cubs have really made him pay here in this inning. Not only good hitting by Starlin Castro, but good base running by Darwin Barney. We've come to expect that. Jason Bay moving to his right to field that smash that was headed toward the corner down there in left field, and when Barney saw that Jason Bay was moving laterally, he just continued to turn it on around second base and easily advances on to third.
Ramirez started the inning with a base hit. He drives it to left, but it'll be handled by Jason Bay. A 5 spot as the Cubs send 10 to the plate. It's 5-0 after 2.
This aisle isn't big enough for 2 zeros.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Is that all you got?
I'm up to my knees in 0 calories. Pepsi to the max, so let's drink all of these. Snoop! Pepsi Max. Too much taste to be called a 0.
Ooh, a brain teaser. How can Expedia now save me even more on my hotel? Well, hotels know they can't fill every room every day, like this one, and this one, and oops. My bad. So they give Expedia ginormous discounts with these unpublished rates, which means I get an even more rockin' hotel for less. My brain didn't even break a sweat. Where you book matters. Expedia.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN TV is sponsored in part by Mega Millions, and now Powerball from the Illinois Lottery. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $26 million. Wednesday's Powerball jackpot, $144 million. Big 5-run second in support of Ryan Dempster. Top of the order now for the Mets in the third. Cubs took advantage of an error. Only one of those 5 runs was earned. That pitch in the dirt, 1-1. But they all count. They may not be earned, but they count.
Just get guys on the plate. That's all that matters in this game.
Off the glove of Dempster, and he'll get him. It's hard to tell yourself you have time when Jose Reyes is running, but he did.
Maybe not the textbook way to handle this ball back to the mound, but it works. Deflected it straight up in the air. Once again, Reyes watching the play. And Dempster able to get underneath that ball. A quick delivery onto Carlos Pena, who makes a nice adjustment of his own over there at the end. Big first out.
Murphy takes a strike. Well, normally, Bob, you would say this is a different team without David Wright. But I think it's more appropriate this year to say this is a different team without Ike Davis. David Wright was hitting his .226 when he went on the DL. Line shot. Montañez will have to chase it down as Murphy has a double. Ike Davis was off to a fantastic start.
And we saw Ike Davis make his debut against the Cubs last year, and he hit the ground running and hasn't really stopped since. Hitting .302 with 7 homers and 25 runs driven in, drawing 17 base on balls, plays a stellar defense over at first base, and yeah, they missed both the guys on the corners. There's no question about that, but Ike Davis, the guy that was putting up the numbers this year.
Sprained left ankle for Ike Davis. According to the New York Post, Mets owner Fred Wilpon did call the visiting clubhouse today and chatted with Carlos Beltran and Jose Reyes to apologize to them for the comments that will be published in the New Yorker that we mentioned earlier. And a quote from Jose Reyes in the New York Post: "He's the boss. He can say what he wants." I like that answer. That's a very politically correct answer. Beltran quoted, "It surprised me. I have given all I can, but I won't let this affect me." Terry Collins did have a team meeting to talk about those comments.
Well, it's pretty hard to put that toothpaste back in the tube once it's out there.
You're right. Knocked down by Pena, and he'll beat Beltran to first.
Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to www.wrigleyvillerooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
I'm not going to ask you to speak for Terry Collins, but I will. No. He can't say it. But of all the things you have to deal with as a manager, that's kind of the last thing you'd really prefer to have to call a team meeting about, right?
Well, and it's probably one of the last things you would expect to have to call a team meeting about. I mean, certainly, you know, as Jose Reyes said, he's the boss. He can do what he wants. It's his toy, and you know, we're paying the salary. So in that respect, the boss can do whatever he wants. But, you know, once again, I'm not sure the purpose for the comments. Was it meant to motivate the players? Was it?
I think the comments were from a while ago. I don't think they were made like yesterday.
So, you know, as a manager, you're involved in the day-to-day operations of that ball club and just trying to win a ball game every night. And when something like that happens, it is an unnecessary distraction. But I think Terry Collins did the right thing by calling a team meeting. It's not like you could ignore it, especially knowing the New York media. It's not going to go away anytime soon. So rather than let it fester and become a bigger problem than it needed to be, address it right away, get it out in front of everybody, let people say what they have to say, and try to move along.
I know there's a Bronx Zoo, but apparently there's a Queens Zoo too, right?
Yeah.
Kind of has a Steinbrenner / New York Yankees feel to the whole story.
Well, and you know the newspapers in New York love that. It's a daily battle for that back page.
Yeah. Picked up by Ramirez, and he gets Bay and keeps the Mets off the board as we go to the bottom of the third. Cubs 5, New York nothing.
There are two truths when it comes to baseball and car insurance. Just think 15. In baseball, it takes 15 outs to get to the middle of the third inning. And in car insurance, you could save 15% or more by switching to Geico all summer long, whether it's baseball on WGN America or car insurance from Geico. The number 15 is all you need to know.
Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Ever wonder who's searching for you?
Who'd be searching for me?
Go to mylife.com, the internet's leading people search site, where you can find personal and business connections. More than just friends. Just type in your name and see if someone is searching for you for free.
Only 6 people.
At mylife.com, there are millions of people joining each month. You could have messages waiting for you right now. Go to mylife.com and see if someone is searching for you right now for free.
Who else has a question for Officer Dan?
What if someone steals from you?
Well, that's not good. You should
What
never...
if someone steals from you a lot, like all the time?
Then they go away for a long time.
Gooey, creamy, delicious Kraft macaroni and cheese. You know you love it.
Awesome. Awesome.
As Carlos Pena makes his way to the plate to lead off this inning, take a look at the pitch tracks. Jonathan Neese against Carlos Pena in his first at bat of the ball game. Assuming Jonathan Neese was hitting his spots, it looks like they're going to try to keep the ball down on Pena. Unlike a lot of left-handed hitters, Carlos handles the ball up around the belt much better than a lot of left-handed hitters, so Neese trying to keep everything down. It was almost like the V formation. A couple of pitches inside, a couple of pitches outside were up, but everything over the plate was down. And once again, starts him with a fastball down.
Cubs leading 5-0. They got all their runs in the second. You like these big innings. Mentioned the 8-run 8th on Saturday as they came back to beat the Red Sox. No room for Paulino. Wind dying down just a little bit. Still blowing in, but not nearly as hard as when we started. Called strike 3. Got him on a fastball.
The 2011 Chicago Cubs on WGN are brought to you by Bud Light Lime. Just the right taste of Bud Light with a refreshing splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
Mentioned you were in Daytona watching the Cubs extend their winning streak. Yesterday got it to 6 games. And any interesting highlights stand out for you about the 33-12 D-Cubs?
Boy, I'll tell you what, they are rolling. They've had 2 6-game winning streaks, an 8-game streak, and currently a 7-game streak. And they've had players come and go all season long. It doesn't seem to matter who's out on the field for the D-Cubs this year. They just continue to win. Real testament to Buddy Bailey, the manager down there, Barbaro Garbe, the hitting coach, and Tom Pratt, the pitching coach. That's the nature of the business in the minor leagues. You never know from day to day what your roster is going to look like, but they just go out and continue to win ball games. 22 games over 500. I believe they have the best record in all of professional baseball. Another thing they have down in Daytona, just like here at Wrigley Field, a crazy good fan base. Boy, they get into the games down there in Daytona just like they do here at Wrigley Field. I had a chance to talk to a gentleman. His daughter was not at the game while I was in Daytona because school is still going on, and she can't go to the ballpark on school nights. But a 10-year-old fan down there named Emily Haas, just a huge D-Cubs fan. And Soriano swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. They'll throw him out at first base. She makes signs for every player on the Daytona Cubs, sits right above the dugout and cheers for him all game long, and even rags on the other team a little bit. So wanted to say hello to Emily, even though I didn't get a chance to meet her in person.
2 down in the inning. Montañez with an RBI double and a run in his first Cubs at bat. Happy birthday wishes. Big Cub fan Mike Prasnowski celebrating a birthday recently. Cubs director of event operations and security Mike Hill turning 73.
Huh?
For the 4th straight year, I think. Happy birthday, Mike.
Mike kind of hit that pause button on birthdays.
Yeah. Ground ball to Tejada in a 1-2-3 for Nice. He's got a couple of them, but he trails 5-0.
It's me. I'm coming home. When?
Thank you for calling USA Prime Credit. My name is...
Yeah, Peggy, I know. Hey, listen, cancel my card. I switched to Discover.
No.
Yeah, Discover's accepted most everywhere now, so I get more cash back. So, see ya.
If I lose customer, I must take retraining program.
No, come on. Retraining can't be that bad. Bad.
Switch to Discover. Millions of new places now accept America's #1 cash rewards card. It pays to Discover.
Losing power shouldn't mean losing time. The Next Tech Quick Boost. Giving you a charge in just 3 minutes, getting you back to work faster. Craftsman, trust in your hands. Now hard to reach is never out of reach. The next generation Craftsman Hammerhead. It's an auto hammer, but the only one with an articulating head for superior access. Get a free drill with purchase of one of these 12-volt tools. Craftsman, trust in your hands.
At Cheez-It, we expect a lot from our cheese.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Are you mocking me?
Are you mocking me?
Well, it sounded like you were... Now that you're repeating everything that I say. Okay.
Okay.
We made some progress yesterday.
Click, check, click. We take the time for our cheese to mature before we bake it into every delicious cracker. Because at Cheez-It, real cheese matters.
Ryan Dempster working with a 5-0 lead as we get into the fourth. Justin Turner takes a strike. Turner was caught looking back in the second. No interleague play right now. Everything back to American League versus American League and NL versus NL. Cubs' next opponent will be the Pirates. They trail at home to the Braves 2-0 in the top of the 8th. Jair Jurgens has been tremendous. Charlie Morton was very good. We'll see Morton on Sunday. He gave up 2 runs in 7 innings, has a 2.61 ERA. Cubs haven't seen Roy Halladay yet, but they're going to see a guy who looks a lot like him on Sunday. Morton had his delivery reworked in the offseason, had his arm angle go down to 3/4, and is throwing a lot of sinkers. Two-2 pitch. Turner couldn't hold up. That's a strikeout. We want to let our AT&T Uverse viewers in Chicago and around the country on WGN America know that during every Cubs home game this season, if you go to channel 780 or high def channel 1780, you can see a special multi-view presentation that shows you all our different live camera angles here at Wrigley Field. Pretty cool. If you want to direct the game along with Skip Ellison, give a look to AT&T Uverse channel 780 or HD channel 1780. Harris 1 for 1 and the 1-0 pitch right down Main Street. Good matchup in Philadelphia. Reds and Phillies 3-3 as they play the bottom of the 7th. Reds are struggling. They've lost 6 in a row. The Phillies got Chase Utley back on Monday after missing the first 46 games. They beat the Reds 10-3 last night. Utley with a right knee injury. He is 1 for 3 in the game tonight.
When Corey Hart returned to the Brewers lineup with a splash last night. 3 home runs. The Brewers are red hot lately. They've won 8 of their last 10.
And guess who is homered again tonight?
Corey Hart.
Corey Hart.
Wow.
But Washington leads 5-2 in the 3rd in Milwaukee. Called strike 3.
Well, this pitch is pretty hittable. Belt high strike at the top of the zone. A little bit of an off-speed pitch. Willie Harris just cannot pull the trigger.
One and nothing on Ronnie Paulino. His error kind of opened the floodgates in the second. Cubs would score 5 times overall in that inning, and 4 runs would be unearned because of the error as he drills that one out into right center. But again, the wind holding everything up. Montañez puts the clamps on it, and they go in order. 5-zip Cubs.
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what do you got in this thing?
16 valve, 2.4 liter engine, 200 horsepower.
Air conditioning.
32 valve, 3.5 liter engine, 650 horsepower, air conditioning.
You could start an IZOD IndyCar race with Mario Andretti. Go to shophonda.com to enter and check out the all-new Civic, the official vehicle of IndyCar.
Klondike presents 5 Seconds to Glory. Mark versus listening to his wife.
I was over at Jim and Nancy's today. Do you remember them? We had dinner with them a couple weeks ago over at Jill's house.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
If you were to open your own burger place,
How would you do it? Would you cook in some greasy, flat-top fryer? Or would you install a custom flame broiler? Would you crank out your burgers like an assembly line? Or would you prepare them one by one as they're ordered? Would you presume to know how people want it? Or would you engage in a little culinary collaboration? Yeah, that's what we thought back in 1954 and every single day since. Whopper. Come have it your way.
After we stay 2 times at a hotel, who wants a free night? Free night, free night.
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, when you stay 2 separate times at any of these Choice Hotels, you'll earn 1 night free. Book today at choicehotels.com.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
The new Bud Light Bleacher Series provides fans with exciting new opportunities in the Bud Light bleachers this season, including free T-shirt Mondays, $3 12-ounce draft Bud and Bud Light Tuesday nights, and $1 Vienna beef hot dog Wednesdays. Tuesday night special is also available in select locations in the Seating Bowl. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Boy, Hill's done a nice job since Giovanni Soto went on the disabled list. Recently hit .333 on the last road trip. Get into a fielder's choice tonight and scored. In fact, the ball he hit, that was the play that resulted in an error. Ground ball to first, and the error on the catcher Paulino as they tried to get Soriano at the plate. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's 4 for Nice, and it'll bring up Ryan Dempster, who has to take off his jacket on this cold night. Mentioned the Bleacher Series. We are scheduled to be in the bleachers next Monday, Memorial Day, as the Astros come in. And the early forecast, Bob, it looks like it's going to be in the mid-80s.
Oh, lovely. Looking forward to that. Always fun to do the games from the bleachers.
We will be right there in that little notch, that little corner next to the batter's eye. Bob, they're in our seats. We should send security out there.
Just keeping them warm.
Yeah.
Michael Bourne doesn't know what he's in for. Astros center fielder. He's going to hear from us.
The 1-2 from Nice is tapped foul.
I'm thinking about all those great deals in the Bud Light Bleacher Series this year. Down in Daytona, they have their own special nights at the ballpark. Thirsty Thursdays, which is exactly what you would expect. Beverages are discounted all night as Dempster tries to bunt his way on. Oh, Nice with a little trouble, but able to recover in time to get Ryan at first base.
Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Here is today's Grand Slam giveaway contestant. All season long, if the Cubs or White Sox hit a Grand Slam in the 5th inning, one lucky viewer will win a chance to receive $5,000. Go to WGNAmerica.com to enter today.
Len and Bob and our WGN Sports crew from beautiful Wrigley Field. Cubs starting a 9-game homestand. It's rather important, especially when you look at what the Cardinals are doing. They've won 3 in a row. Bob mentioned the Brewers are streaking right now. Cubs are 7 games out in the Central, and the next road trip will not be easy by any stretch. St. Louis, Cincinnati, Philadelphia. 10 games.
Another promotion they have in Daytona Land. Obviously, they have fireworks night, which is a huge hit with the fans. Bring your dog to the ballpark day. They have concerts outside the stadium after the ball games. But my personal favorite are Monday nights at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Belly Buster Mondays. I believe it's $11. You get a ticket to the ball game and all you can eat and drink all night.
Did you try it?
I try it every night.
5-0 Cubs after 4.
If you watch the show, you have to know at least a little bit something about the yellow umbrella. Ted walks outside and talks about, you know, if I would have went right this day or if I would have went left. Yeah, right place, right time. And he has the yellow umbrella, so you know the whole story is important.
Can't wait to see what the universe has lined up for me out there.
I think it's kind of the symbol of the show. And every time you see the yellow umbrella, you know that this is going to introduce an element with that kind of main arc of meeting the mother.
When you're looking for a twist, crack open a Bud Light Lime. It's a fraction of the whole, but it's hard to control. The great taste of Bud Light with a twist. Bud Light Lime. All the refreshment of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Bud Light Lime. It's Bud Light with a twist.
Too much on your plate? No matter when you get around to booking, Hotels.com will have a great last-minute deal waiting for you.
Like at the Hotels.com 48-hour sale this Tuesday and Wednesday only.
Hotels.com. Be smart. Book smart.
Chug that coffee. Bolt that burrito. No matter what life throws at you, you can take the heat until it turns into heartburn. Good thing you got what it takes to beat that heat, too. Zantac. It's strong. Just one pill can knock out the burn. It's fast, the speed you need for heartburn relief, and it lasts up to 12 hours. So, let them turn up the heat. You can stop that heartburn cold. Zantac.
Don't worry, Lucky. These Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks will save us.
Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks. Try our new flavors.
Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how'd you like to win $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete information and rules.
One big inning, and the Cubs lead 5-0. We're in the 5th. That inning was the bottom of the 2nd. 8-9-1 for the New Yorkers. Fly ball to deep left. Soriano goes back on it, and it's going to be off the wall. Ruben Tejada with a sliding double.
Boy, of all the guys in both of these lineups that you expected to be able to drive one through the wind all the way to the ivy, Ruben Tejada was probably not that guy. It keeps it low. A line drive over the head of Soriano in left field, hit about halfway up the vines out there and straightaway left.
The bunt by Nice. Throw has to go to first with Ramirez coming in. Nobody was covering third anyway. And that'll go 1-4. And sacrifice. You don't hand them the run here, Bob, with a 5-0 lead, though. You kind of concede it, right? You just get an out.
Get an out. Yeah, when you have a lead in a ball game, you'll trade an out for a run at this juncture. You just hope that the Cubs offense hasn't gone to sleep in this ball game. We've seen that happen repeatedly throughout the early going this season. After a big inning, things just seem to shut down.
That'll be a hit for Reyes, and it's 5-1. Two hits tonight for the Mets leadoff man.
Probably no chance to get Reyes anyway on this smash back up the middle of the field. Good range by Darwin Barney to get over there and knock it down. But even if he comes up with it cleanly, by the time he gets to his feet and throws to first base, Reyes is probably going to beat it out. A lot of sometimes that's more of a determining factor in whether a middle infielder dives for a ball or not. Not just can I get to it, but can I make a play after I get to it? And if you're laying on your belly up the middle of the field with Jose Reyes running, you're probably not going to be able to get him at first base.
A little bit outside to Murphy, who has walked and doubled. One-0 pitch that caught the outside border for a strike. 1-1.
I don't know about that. Talked about that fluid strike zone in the first couple of innings. It really hasn't changed much. Pitch it 3 or 4 inches off the outside corner. Ryan Dempster will gladly take it.
It's called a strike.
Yes.
Two and two. Thursday's Kimberly-Clark Day at Wrigley Field. Don't miss the action as the Cubs battle these Mets. Lucky seat winners will be awarded great prizes throughout the 120 contest. No purchase necessary. For more info and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Mets first base coach Mookie Wilson right there in your picture, along with Jose Reyes. Mookie Wilson, one of the best base stealers certainly for the Mets in the game for a long time. 327 career stolen bases. Had a couple of years he was well over 50.
3-2.
That's part of the reason why this Mets team is so aggressive on the bases, with Mookie Wilson as their first base coach. Chip Hale over at third base, a very aggressive third base coach. And in their new ballpark in New York, they're not going to be able to sit back and wait on 3-run homers. They need to find ways to manufacture runs.
Fifth inning. Mets are down 4. Reyes goes here, right? 3-2.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, a guy like Jose Reyes, when you're behind in a ball game, it really shouldn't affect his game at all. That's how they're going to have to scratch and claw if they want to get back in this game. Take advantage of the guys they get on who are capable of stealing bases.
He does go, and it's a line foul beyond the third base dugout.
I mean, the unwritten rules about when to steal and when not to steal, it's all off the books. When you're behind in a ball game, you have to do whatever you can to try to get back in it, and certainly that's a big part of Reyes's game and a big part of this Mets offense. Now, there are situations where you want a left-handed pull hitter to have that hole in the right side of the field.
Stay out of the double play as Barney will get Murphy. 2 outs. Now Carlos Beltran, who is 0 for 2, but if you looked at some of the numbers tonight, you'd say he's going to go 8 for 8. 6 for 9 in his career against Ryan Dempster going into the game tonight, and a .404 batting average at Wrigley Field. The highest among active players with at least 100 plate appearances in this ballpark. Also the highest slugging percentage. .775 here at Wrigley. 9 home runs and 91 at bats, including tonight with the 0 for 2.
You almost have to look back and see what were the conditions in the games that Carlos Beltran was doing all of his offensive damage. We mentioned the Mets only come in here once a year. since the divisions were realigned, and if you come into Wrigley Field with the wind blowing out and the temperature in the 90s, and you're a good hitter like Carlos Beltran is, you're going to put up big numbers.
Gives it a ride, but Reed Johnson is there, and that's the inning. They get one. That's it. It's now 5-1 midway in the 5th.
Take matters in your own hands. Keep that car running better, longer. Do everything you can to make sure a small job doesn't turn into a costly one. And AutoZone is the one place with the expertise and tools you need to do the job right the first time. Because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Who else has a question for Officer Dan?
What if someone steals from you?
Well, that's not good. You should never...
What if someone steals from you a lot, like all the time?
Then they go away for a long time.
Gooey, creamy, delicious Kraft macaroni and cheese. You know you love it.
We're now offering large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, Monday through Wednesday carryout.
$7.99? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza's worth at least twice what we're charging for.
The economy is still tough, and this is a great way to give customers value.
Hey, Mario.
Hey, what do you got in this thing?
16 valve, 2.4 liter engine, 200 horsepower. Air conditioning.
32 valve, 3.5 liter engine, 650 horsepower, air conditioning.
You could start an IZOD IndyCar race with Mario Andretti. Go to shophonda.com to enter and check out the all-new Civic, the official vehicle of IndyCar.
God bless America.
What would you do with an extra $1,000 a week every week for the rest of your life? Play Cash for Life instant games from the Illinois Lottery. You keep living, we keep giving. $1,000 a week for life. The longer you live, the more you get.
Darwin Barney with a 2-run single as part of a 5-run second. Other than that inning, John Neese hasn't given up a base runner. But you don't get any do-overs or any mulligans in this game. Three and 0 with Castro on deck. Three and 1. Wild finish last night in Houston. Base hit, 3 in the bottom of the 9th for the Astros to beat the Dodgers. Dodgers leading 5-3 in the bottom of the 5th tonight.
But Barney really clears the front hip. You'll see him almost open wide up toward the pitcher, almost directly facing the pitcher as that bat comes through the hitting zone. And the result more often than not is a hard hit ball up the middle of the field or to the opposite field. Barney's second hit of the game.
Albert Pujols with his first home run in 106 at-bats last night in a Cardinal 3-1 win at San Diego. It was the longest homerless streak of his career. And the Cardinals have won 7 of 8. Kyle McClellan and Aaron Harang later tonight at Petco Park. Marlins are in San Francisco. Ricky Nolasco and Matt Cain. You see Josh Johnson put on the DL with right shoulder inflammation over the weekend. Tied for first in the majors at the time with a 1.64 ERA. Edinson Volquez sent to the minor leagues for the Reds.
Bad news for the Rockies. Jorge De La Rosa, torn ulnar collateral ligament in his left elbow. He's done.
Down the right field line, and fair, and it gets past Beltran all the way to the warning track. Barney's going to score. Castro all the way to third where he stands. It's 6-1. They get that run right back.
Big loopy breaking ball. We've only seen Neese throw a handful of those curveballs in the game, but Beltran badly misplays that ball, rolling all the way to the right field corner, allowing Barney to come around and score for first, and Starlin chugs in with a triple.
Well, we mentioned Beltran used to playing center field. Right field very difficult in this ballpark. Diving stop. Castro caught between third and home. That's a mistake there. He waited too long before making a decision. Ruben Tejada with that diving stop with a nice play, and that's the first out.
And just got out into no man's land. Really nowhere to go for Starlin Castro right there. To see the ball through the infield in that situation, you've got Carlos Pena and Alfonso Soriano due up. And he's getting a quick lesson there from the skipper, Mike Quade. Always teaching moments in this game.
Well, it looked like once the ball was fielded cleanly, he had time to get back. But I think he was wondering, is he going to throw over here?
Hey, he was maybe anticipating a toss to first base when Starlin was possibly going to try to sneak down the line at third and score the 7th run of the game for the Cubs.
High fly to left where Jason Bay comes in and way over toward the line to make the grab. Let's check in on the Cubs' upcoming schedule. Brought to you by Lincoln. It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that. Feel smarter at Lincoln.com. Night game tomorrow. That'll end this long stretch of 10 consecutive night games, which will be a Cubs record. We're on WGN coming up on Thursday and Friday when the Pirates come in. Thursday's matchup, Carlos Zambrano for the Cubs, knuckleballer R.A. Dickey for the Mets. Hopefully for the Cubs, Bob, it'll go a lot better than it did against another knuckleballer, Tim Wakefield, who was dazzling Sunday night.
And the Cubs made it fairly easy for Tim Wakefield by chasing so many first pitches against a knuckleball pitcher, a guy that just the very nature of the pitch, it's unpredictable. You don't know whether you can throw it in the strike zone or not, and I think the Cubs offense did Tim Wakefield some huge favors in that game.
He didn't walk anybody in 6 2/3. Doubleheader in Denver, and earlier the Rockies beat the Diamondbacks 12-4 in the first game. There's Taylor Buchholz, a righty. Arizona leading 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th. In the nightcap, that gets by Paulino. That might be a passed ball.
Looked like a cutter that cut a little bit more than Paulino was expecting. Just very casually reached out there to his left to corral that pitch. It hit off the end of his glove and went all the way to the bricks, moving Ramirez into scoring position here with 2 outs in the inning.
3-1. Back to the seats. He's been stuck on 11 for a while. Swing and a miss to end the inning. The Cubs add a run. Lead back to 5 at 6-1.
You do have a nice laugh.
Oh, thanks.
When you're looking for a twist, crack open a Bud Light Lime.
It's a fraction of the whole, but it's hard to control.
The great taste of Bud Light with a twist. Bud Light Lime. All the refreshment of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Bud Light Lime. It's Bud Light with a twist.
People everywhere are taking a stand and booking on ChoiceHotels.com.
Booking a room online should be easy as pie.
As long as I save 20%.
When I save 20% on my hotel, I do my happy dance.
I have the right to a guarantee that my rate is the lowest on the web. Do I ask for too much?
Nope. It's your voice, it's your ChoiceHotels.com. Get the best internet rate guaranteed on over 6,000 hotels and save up to 20% every day. Book direct at ChoiceHotels.com.
Nationwide Insurance, what's up?
What's Vantage and Deductible all about?
Guys, it's demonstration time. Let's blow Carl's mind. Okay, let's say I'm your insurance deductible. Every year you don't have an accident, $100 vanishes. The next year, another $100. Where am I going, Carl? The next year?
Oh, that was weird. But awesome.
Nationwide is on your side.
Time for the Chevy Youth Baseball League of the Game, and today we want to recognize Ray Chevrolet for its support of Grant Township Little League. Ray Chevrolet and your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers are supporting leagues and young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball program. From the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Ryan Dempster looking for career win number 10 against the New York Mets. Jason Bay, hard hit ground ball picked up by Aramis Ramirez. He gets him. Bay is 0 for 3. Jason Bay in his second year with the Mets. Last year's first year ended in July because of a concussion, just 95 games. His numbers were down, and they're down again this year.
But the Mets fans are very understanding and sympathetic with Jason Bay's struggles, I'm sure.
Yeah. Just checking our Twitter account here between innings, and a nice post by Buster Olney from ESPN tweeting. Darwin Barney already looks as if he's one of the best base runners in the majors. Fast, smart, prepared.
Well, the last 2 points are probably the most important. I mean, certainly it helps to have speed, but I think if you graded out Darwin Barney at a tryout camp, you'd have to say his speed is average, maybe a touch above average. But he is prepared, and he does run the bases as smart as anybody the Cubs have on the roster.
Starlin Castro on the move, throws out Justin Turner.
Hey fans, take the Cubs with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Chicago Cubs game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Cubs.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Am I nitpicking here, Bob, to say that maybe he could have waited and set and thrown, although we both know that he makes that throw. I mean, he gets a guy by 3 steps. It's just you got to let a guy improvise, right?
Well, it's just natural, you know. I mean, his instincts told him to make that throw from underneath. We've seen him do it successfully many times. If anything, we see him make more mistakes when he does set his feet and throw.
Yeah, good point. There's Castro again. Dempster goes quickly. 1, 2, 3. Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
This aisle isn't big enough for 2 zeros.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Is that all you got?
I'm up to my knees in 0 calories. Pepsi to the max, so let's drink all of these.
Snoop!
Pepsi Max. Too much taste to be called a zero.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does the buck stop here? Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does it take two to tango?
Don't worry, Lucky. These Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks will save us. Look!
Wheat Thins Crunch Sticks. Try our new flavors.
Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. Tonight, savor 2 steak and seafood combinations. Enjoy our juicy sirloin with jumbo fire-grilled shrimp. Or try our new filet topped with shrimp and tender lobster. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
It's a beautiful day for baseball.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America.
Let's take a look at our BMW ultimate drive of the game. Took 11 years for Luis Montañez with a slashing double down into the right field corner to drive home Aramis Ramirez. Congratulations, kid. I'll call him kid again. Brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana BMW dealers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Here's right-hander Taylor Buchholz, who comes in with a sub-2 ERA. John Neese, the starter, went 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, only 2 earned. Jason Pridey is playing center. He'll bat in the 9th spot. Willie Harris made the final out of the top of the inning, and he's now on the bench. Buchholz, first pitch is low on the aforementioned Lou Montañez.
A lot of curveballs from Taylor Buchholz. He also throws a fastball in the high 80s, low 90s. He'll throw a lot of curveballs.
Montañez was born in Puerto Rico. I mentioned he went to high school in Miami. He's a converted shortstop. And the 2-0 on the way. Misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Now 3-1. Deep breath by Buchholz. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. 3-2.
Four-seam fastball, maybe a little bit of cutting action away from the right-handed hitting Montañez.
Lined into left.
Montañez stands a considerable distance away from the plate, but he has a little bit of stride back in toward that inside corner, and that time Buchholz got too much plate in. Oh, he rips it into left field for his second hit of the game.
All right, I hate to do this to you. I'm going to make your head hurt. And I've told this story before, mostly in spring training. But Lou Montañez made his major league debut on August 8th. Or August 5th, rather, 2008, okay, with the Baltimore Orioles. So just remember August 5th. Or at least that's what he thought. A few weeks after he was called up. Now this is late August. He had over 30 plate appearances by that point. I think he had already hit a home run, had a few hits. He pinch hit and played center field in the completion of a suspended game against the White Sox that was started and logged as being played on April 28th. He ended up with a game-winning RBI single in that game. So you could say that he had his first major league hit over 3 months before he ever played in the majors.
That does make my head hurt.
You can look it up, as they say.
You can look it up.
I love that stuff.
Oddities.
That's
We're big
baseball.
on oddities.
Yeah. If you look up the box score for April 28th, 2008, White Sox Orioles, you'll see Lou Montañez in the game, even though he didn't come up until August. And you'll see Ken Griffey Jr. with a White Sox, even though he was a Cincinnati Red. I swear. It's in there. Coy Hill turns on one. Cub fans, you can enjoy your own Ferris Bueller's Day Off thanks to Pepsi. To celebrate the 25th anniversary of the movie, fans can go to Jewel Osco and purchase a pair of 2-liter Pepsi bottles with a preferred card to be automatically entered in the contest. The winner will hop in a limo and enjoy a recreation of Ferris's Day Off in Chicago, complete with a stop at Wrigley Field and the chance to throw out a first pitch. Brought to you by Pepsi, Hollywood Boulevard Theater, and Jewel Osco. That little area here is where Ferris and the gang sat.
That movie wasn't really that realistic, though, Len, I gotta say, because Ferris's buddy, I don't know the character's name. If he would have worn a Red Wings jersey to Wrigley Field, I don't think he would have gotten out of here
That would
one
not
piece.
fly, would it?
No, no.
It was a Gordie Howe jersey. John Hughes came up with that movie. Cameron would be the Alan Ruck character. Sloan was the girlfriend. Dempster bunts. Throw goes to third. Nice play by the first baseman Murphy. Came flying through there, and they get the out at third.
That's a pretty nice play for a guy that does not have a reputation of being a good defender. That ball bunted straight back to the mound, but you could see Murphy streaking across the diamond, scooped, turned his back to his target, but threw right on the money to get the lead runner at third base.
I'm assuming, as we read that promo to recreate Ferris Bueller's Day Off here at Wrigley Field, that the boy in the police station will not be involved. That would be Charlie Sheen. But you never know.
Duh.
I just love the idea of putting the car in reverse to try to take the miles off. I don't think that worked. I seem to recall that house was recently sold up in the northern suburbs.
I think you're right.
Yeah. A lot of that movie shot on location. Two on with one out. Cubs leading 6-1 in the sixth. One and two on Johnson. He's in the leadoff spot. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run.
And Reed Johnson's seen a couple of those curveballs we talked about earlier from Taylor Buchholz. He throws a hard curveball, tight rotation, doesn't have the big sweeping break you see from some curveballs.
And he got him, and the throw gets into right as Paulino is trying to nab Dempster, and the Cubs are going to get a run. Paulino with another error, this time with the arm. 7-1 as Hill is in.
Curveball in the dirt gets the swinging strike, and Dempster took an extra step or two down there at first base. Paulino saw it late, didn't get his shoulders closed up to his target, and threw a nasty sinker down there to Daniel Murphy at first base that got by all the way to right field.
Oh, I think that was designed by Dempster, Rob, don't you?
He set him up.
Deking him, set him up, knew he'd throw it away, and Cubs would score. I don't think Terry Collins will be too pleased with the defensive effort tonight of his team. And the Mets better hope nobody asks their owner what he thinks. I don't know if David Letterman's doing live shows this week, but I have a feeling this will be a topic of conversation on his show.
Pretty good chance you'll hear about
or something like that. Oh, 0-2 to Darwin Barney. We want to mention the Ignite the Spirit Cubs rooftop benefit coming up tomorrow night. Cubs and Mets, 3637 North Sheffield. You can come on out. The doors will open at 6:30. You can go to ignitethespirit.org for more information. Also coming up, 22 Chicago firefighters are going to ride their bicycles to St. Louis. Coming up in a week, May 30th through June 3rd for pediatric cancer research.
Well, it's all downhill.
That's true. It is now 7-1 Cubs after 6.
Saturday, Konerko, Batista. No ball is safe. White Sox, Jays. Saturday, 1 East, 10 West on WGN America.
When you're looking for a twist, crack open a Bud Light Lime.
It's a fraction of the whole, but it's hard to control.
The great taste of Bud Light with a twist. Bud Light Lime. All the refreshment of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Bud Light Lime. It's Bud Light with a twist.
Too much on your plate? No matter when you get around to booking, Hotels.com will have a great last-minute deal waiting for you. Like at the Hotels.com 48-hour sale this Tuesday and Wednesday only. Hotels.com. Be smart. Book smart. Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. Tonight, savor 2 steak and seafood combinations. Enjoy our juicy sirloin with jumbo fire-grilled shrimp. Or try our new filet topped with shrimp and tender lobster. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
As your love has evolved, so have your gifts. From I like you, I really like you. I love you. I will always love you. And sometimes a gift says you mean more to me than anything else in the world. Life insurance from New York Life ensures your loved ones will always be taken care of. With 166 years of financial strength, it's the most selfless gift you can give. New York Life, the company you keep.
Let's take a look at tonight's Bud Fan Cam.
When you got back to your den, 1 minute too late, was already wrecked. It's a fraction of the whole, but it's hard to control. Get this straight. You can't count on a second chance.
chance from Peter, Bjorn, and John.
More cowbell, please.
Yeah, that's our Bud fan cam. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
Nice Cubs debut for Lou Montañez. Just brought up. Inserted into the lineup in right. Couple of knocks, a double, an RBI, and a run scored as the Cubs lead 7-1. We get into the 7th. Northwestern football coach Pat Fitzgerald coming up with the 7th inning stretch. Ronnie Paulino's had a tough night defensively with 2 errors. He's 1 for 2 at the dish. Anyway, for more information on the benefit we were talking about, the bike ride coming up and the event tomorrow night, ignitethespirit.org or henryschuler.org. That's Henry SCHUELER.org. Support a great cause. 1 out here in the 7th. Here comes Tejada with Pridey on deck. Tejada with a double and the lone Mets tally in the 5th inning. Up the middle and through. Hey fans, next time you want to catch a Cubs game, head to StubHub, where you'll find the seats you want and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago Cubs. For more information, visit Cubs.com/StubHub. There's Pridey. Former Minnesota Twin.
That's 6 degrees of separation. Pridey with a connection to Matt Garza. He was traded to the Twins in the Matt Garza deal that sent Matt to Tampa Bay.
One and one the count. Pridey is from Phoenix. And this one out in the left center. Reed Johnson leaves his feet, makes the catch. What a grab by Reed Johnson.
It seems like Reed Johnson, when he plays center field, always gets such a great jump on the ball. That one slicing away from him, the wind really pushing it back toward the infield, but able to catch up to that ball and make another nice diving catch. Hang with him.
Reyes pops into left. Soriano underneath. Pat Fitzgerald from Northwestern with our 7th inning stretch.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Northwestern University football coach Pat Fitzgerald.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear you now. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. So let's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame for it. Cats, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs. Go Cats.
At Cheez-It, we expect a lot from our cheese.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Are you mocking me?
Are you mocking me?
Well, it sounded like you were. Now that you're repeating everything that I say. Okay.
Okay.
We made some progress yesterday.
Click, check, click. We take the time for our cheese to mature before we bake it into every delicious cracker. Because at Cheez-It, real cheese matters.
Rough, dry skin taking over? There's an easy way to fix that. New Lubriderm Men's 3-in-1. The first and only body, face, post-shave lotion in one bottle.
Do something different?
New Lubriderm Men's 3-in-1.
Nationwide Insurance, talk to me.
Should I bundle all my policies with Nationwide Insurance?
Watch this. On one hand, you have your home insurance with one company, and on another hand, you have your auto with another. And on another hand, you have your life with another. But when you bundle them all together with Nationwide Insurance, they all work together perfectly, and you could save 25%. Wow. On the wrist. Nationwide is on your side.
More changes now for the Mets. Fernando Martinez is playing left. Jason Bay is out. And as we get into the bottom of the 7th, Cubs leading 7-1. Great to have with us Northwestern football coach Pat Fitzgerald. First of all, congratulations on your new 10-year contract.
Well, it's a great privilege, man, and it's great to be here with you too.
And we were trying to figure out just how many times you have conducted the 7th inning stretch. It's getting up there.
We are.
We're
getting
upper
up there
echelon
now.
of
It's
repeat offenders, so to speak.
It's 6 straight years. I think 7 when we came up here as a Rose Bowl team. So it's a great honor Harry.
Breaking ball for a strike to Starlin Castro, and we made sure we had football weather for you.
I don't know about that, man.
May the 24th.
I didn't come very well prepared for tonight, but the Cubs bat sure did. We've heated up pretty well today. It's been fun to watch.
And as you look out on the baseball diamond, I'm sure you can still envision a football field from last November.
What a just spectacular atmosphere. Unbelievable to have college football back here at Wrigley. The only thing I'd change would be the outcome, but nothing I can do about that right now. But what a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our fans and for our student athletes, and a bowl game type atmosphere here in Chicago. It was great.
The pitch was up. Castro fouled it back. Down play.
Len, I was just talking to Coach between innings there. You may remember a couple of years ago when you were up here, you gave us a real nice Northwestern ball cap.
Yeah.
And I was just down in Daytona, Florida, and I had the Northwestern cap on, and Chad Noble.
Yeah, great Wildcat.
Yeah, Cubs player now down in Daytona. He was a former Wildcat, and that made his day to see me wearing a Northwestern hat.
I'm sure it was to see some of the home colors down there. Just trying to make the bigs.
It's low and outside. It's 3-2. Now this is good timing as well. Not only talk about the contract and Wrigley Field. There's a Chicago area native, Pat Mish, up in the Mets pen. Today the NCAA released its academic progress report, and I know you're very proud of this. As Castro bounces, it's cut off by the third baseman Turner, and a nice dig at the other end by Murphy for the first out. Northwestern leads all football programs with a multi-year APR, which is academic progress report, score of 993, which is a program best. That's great.
Yeah, I'm very proud of our young men, and we don't take that for granted. You know, we recruit high quality and high character young people from great families with great academic backgrounds, but our academic support, the great professors that we have, the job that our young men are doing, we couldn't be more proud.
Here's Ramirez with one out. Now going back to your student athlete days and now as a coach, I mean, how difficult is that balance with all the time these guys put in to studying the football stuff, but also realizing that it's student athlete, not the other way around?
Well, I think in our philosophy, you do both, not one in spite of the other. And You know, when you look at kids today, they want an education. They want to be prepared. And I saw a number of 28% of college graduates now are getting employed their first year out of college. Well, with that being said, you want to be in that 28%. Well, a Northwestern type degree is going to put you there. And we say that humbly, but at the end of the day, that alumni network, the people that you can meet while you're on campus, and the education that you're able to achieve and earn separate you. And that's something that young people that we recruit, that's what they want, and that's what their families want, and that's why we have that kind of academic success. But we do it with going to 3 straight bowl games, and we do it with having on-the-field success, and that's our model. We're proud of it, but we're not where we want to be on the field. We want to be a 993 on the football field and playing BCS games. So we've got it figured out academically, and we've got a world-class university on a world-class campus in the backyard of Chicago. Now we want to take our football program there, and that's where we're going with this new
caught Ramirez. He'll take his base.
You know, a major part of us making a long-term commitment to each other is facility improvements, and we're in the first stage of that and looking at the overall picture, and that's going to be exciting not only for now but also for the future.
Well, now I know I wasn't recruited to Northwestern.
I'm not going there.
Nish is ready, and it will be the left-hander to come in. 7-1 Cubs in the 7th. We're back with more with Pat Fitzgerald.
This aisle isn't big enough for 2 zeros.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Is that all you got?
I'm up to my knees in 0 calories. Pepsi to the max, so let's drink all of these. Snoop! Pepsi Max. Too much taste to be called a 0.
We're now offering large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, Monday through Wednesday carryout.
$7.99? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza's worth at least twice what we're charging for.
The economy's still tough, and this is a great way to give customers value.
Rough, dry skin taking over? There's an easy way to fix that. New Lubriderm Men's 3-in-1. The first and only body, face, post-shave lotion in one bottle.
Do something different?
New Lubriderm Men's 3-in-1.
Klondike presents 5 Seconds to Glory. Mark versus listening to his wife.
I was over at Jim and Nancy's today. Do you remember them? We had dinner with them a couple weeks ago over at Jill's house.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
No matter what life throws at you, you can take the heat till it turns into heartburn. You've got what it takes. Zantac. It's strong, fast, lasting relief. So let them turn up the heat. You can stop that heartburn cold. Zantac.
Stay tuned. The WGN News follows our broadcast. Mark Sapelsa, Micah Mater, Tom Skilling, and Dan Roan are standing by. Glenbrook North High School product, Pat Mish, I'm sure with lots of family and friends in attendance. And as he'll take over and face Carlos Pena with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. We're with Northwestern football coach Pat Fitzgerald. Depends on the time of year we talk to you, but what's going on with the program and what you're doing right now on May 24th?
We're still in school. We're in the quarter system, so we'll be in school for 2 more weeks, and then our guys will have a break and come back for summer school. My assistant coaches are all over the country right now recruiting. The NCAA took the head coach off the road a few years ago in this evaluation period, so I get to come out and have some fun at Wrigley.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's great, but I'd much rather be on the road recruiting and see you guys in a few months, but it's just changed your style now. Instead of going out and seeing kids, you're trying to get young men, their families to come see you, and it's a busy time in the weight room and training and getting better, and that's what's exciting. Then we've got a great home schedule this year and a great time for fans to get on board. We've got a great home schedule not only this year with Michigan and Penn State under the lights. We've got a big November. Great opening season. Great opener with Eastern Illinois coming up. Coach Spoo's last year. Great head coach. He's been there for a number of years, but great home games coming down the road. Non-conference against Boston College, Vanderbilt, Syracuse, Notre Dame, Cal, Stanford. Not only with that, but then the Big Ten schedule.
Let's check out your first pitch tonight.
Yeah, you know, I grooved it right down Broadway. I have, I got a little pitcher in my background. Played a little baseball. At, yeah, a little on the outside quarter. Got a little labral issue. I can't get that elbow up, coach, as high as I used to be able to. But Doug Suter down at Carl Sandburg High School would be a little upset with my throwing form there.
That good low 3/4. You had some nice tail on that fastball.
Yeah, my wife and I was warming up yesterday in the backyard, and I had a little movement going, you know. So.
Pena strikes out. I'll tell you, Tony Campana, who caught your first pitch, he could probably outrun most coverages.
He could, and he looked like a freshman. You know, when I met him face to face, I asked him if he was still shaving, you know, or just started shaving yet. I mean, he's a good-looking young athlete, and what an unbelievable opportunity for him to be at that age and this stage in this great city.
Now, you have most of your offense of starters returning, right?
We sure do.
Continuity must be great.
We do. We've got 9 coming back, led by Dan Persa, who, in my opinion, you know, obviously an all Big Ten quarterback a year ago, should be a Heisman Trophy candidate if he just keeps working hard and improving.
To right, Beltran was playing back, and this ball's going to drop as Soriano will have a 2-base hit. Ramirez at third. Cubs with another scoring chance, this time with 2 outs in the 7th. Not hit hard, but hit to the right spot as the aforementioned Campana will pinch run for Soriano. Yeah, he is the kind of guy that some people go, is that the bat boy? I mean, he's listed at 5'8", but I'm not quite sure he's that tall. But he's been told at every level, you're not big enough, you're not tall enough, and here he is in a Cubs uniform. It's a neat story, it really is.
Well, what a great inspiration to all young people out there trying to play sports and get to the highest level, and you know, use it as a vehicle to achieve your dreams. And we talked briefly before the game. I just encouraged them to enjoy the ride. Yeah, just a great opportunity for a young person in the city of Chicago to be playing up here in Wrigley. What a great opportunity.
Battled cancer when he was 7 years old. Tell you, Bob, on a base hit, Ramirez better hustle or Campana's going to pass him.
Secondary lead, he's almost sitting there on third base already.
Well, and the great thing about it is, you know yourself, when you have young players, they're hungry, they want to show the coaching staff, they want to show the rest of the team what they're all about and what they bring to the table. So you know, on a base hit to the outfield, you're going to see everything Tony Campana has right here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure we're going to be able to hold him up at all. I think he's going to go for it no matter what. But you're exactly right, Coach. You've got that young player that wants to prove himself and show his teammates that he deserves to be at this level. You're going to get everything he's got every day, every play.
All right, what I want to know is if they did the HBO-style training camp special where they got right in the huddle with you and with your coaches and all the behind-the-scenes stuff, how would you look to the camera? Would you be embarrassed to say, oh my gosh, that's the other Pat Fitzgerald? Or would you
I think my mom would be embarrassed.
You're a very low-key, nice, calm guy, but
no, not on the field. No, there's only a certain way to play the game of football.
That's right.
That's with everything you got and every ounce of passion. And no, I don't think we're going to let that happen anytime soon.
Montañez with the walk, and the bases are loaded.
You know, Coach, getting back to your offense with so many returners this year, does that change anything? Would you add more plays, more complicated plays, or do you just try to be more consistent with what you've been doing?
Well, we need to get back to where we were maybe week 10 when we played Iowa at home and be more consistent and execute. If we can do that, we'll be multiple. And we look at it philosophically as we're going to run plays and formations that fit our players best. We're not going to make the system so rigid that our players, no matter who they are, couldn't be successful in it. And that's on both sides and in the kicking game. So we look at players, formations, plays, and if we can put our guys in the right spot, not overanalyze it as coaches, we should be successful because we got smart guys that love to play the game of football.
1-0 pitch that missed. So Mish is in some trouble here with the bases loaded. He's got to be around the strike zone. 5 in the 2nd. That's the big inning for the Cubs. They would add on in the 5th and 6th and trying to do the same in the 7th. Low, 3-0. Sure, it doesn't hurt being just a few miles off campus to come to Wrigley Field. And guys want to come to Northwestern. So much to do here in Chicago, and this is a good place to start.
Well, my summer job was over on the rooftop working security after the Rose Bowl year. You better believe it. And the one thing you want to avoid is making sure they stay focused. So, you know, they've done a great job of that. But this is a big weekend up on our campus. It's the Dillo Day weekend, which is a big festival of music and different times. And our guys understand how to have good, clean fun and just enjoy the college experience. And one of those is getting on a short L ride to come down here to Wrigley and enjoy not only here watching games, but also the Wrigleyville environment. And that's one of those things, trust me, we talk a lot about in recruiting to 17-year-old young men about that opportunity. Not only have a great experience academically, but play Big Ten football, compete in the highest level. And here comes Big Z, huh?
Trying to find the right batting helmet as he's going to hit for Ryan Dempster after Coy Hill got an RBI on a bases-loaded walk.
I saw Big Z before our game down here. I think he can play 3 technique for us in the defensive line. That is a big man.
Yes, indeed.
Don't ask him because he'll do it.
Yeah.
We can use him from time to time, get him in the rotation a little bit. You know, it's a little different than football than every 5 days on the bump, but still, we could use him in the trenches.
Just take it easy, big fella. Don't hurt anything.
Just like our golf game. Swing easy, right? Swing easy.
Well, if Mish can't find the strike zone, he may not have to get the bat off his shoulder in this at bat.
Ball got away from the catcher, but it was a called strike by Jerry Meals. There it is. 0-2. Took some swings at Fenway during batting practice the other night, even though he wasn't going to hit. He told me he loved the mound at Fenway. Said with the backstop behind home plate a little closer to the action, he felt like the hitter was closer to the mound. Just got a piece of it to stay alive.
Coach, do you have any players on your team that play other sports?
We have. And one of our defensive linemen just retired from baseball. He was playing for Paul Stevens up on our baseball team for a few years. Quentin Williams, great player from Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and just couldn't quite get both sports going to be great at both. And so he took a step back and now just focuses on football.
Curve is outside, 1-2.
I think it's hard. There's only so many Bo Jacksons and Deion Sanders out there in the world to be great at both. And you know, it's so challenging, as we talked earlier about, you know, the commitment you have to have academically and athletically. That social experience is critical, and if you play 2 sports, you don't get any social life.
Bouncer foul. Could talk to Jeff Samardzija about that. Pitcher and standout wide receiver at Notre Dame.
He would have looked great in purple and white. I told him that, you know, the last time I was here, and we recruited him. He let us recruit him for a little bit, and then he made his decision pretty early. He didn't stray too far from home, being from Valpo, but what a great athlete.
And that will get through off the glove of Tejada. 2 runs will score. Campana and Montañez, a pinch hit, 2-run single for Zambrano, and the Cubs lead 10-1. What a good at bat.
Well, that's where that strength comes in that we were talking about. When you're a big, strong guy, he hit that off the very tip of the bat. Hardly got any of it, broke his bat, but strong enough to muscle that ball back up the middle of the field. Tejada knocks it further into left center field, allowing a couple of runs to score. Good at bat by Big Z.
Coach, we will let you go drink some hot chocolate, get warm, but always great to see you. Enjoy what is left of your off season, and we look forward to a great 2011 Northwestern season.
Come up and see us, please.
Yeah, you got it.
We got a great venue up there at Ryan Field. Come up and see us, guys. Go Cats, go Cubs. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thank you.
That's Pat Fitzgerald. As the fans in the bleachers get a little out of hand right now. It's not that warm, but they knew they'd get on TV. Uh-oh, Bob, we're getting some nice Orange, yes.
Ooh,
Northwestern
nice.
football golf shirts. Coach Fitzgerald.
That matches my hat.
Reed Johnson base hit. 11-1. Up, and it gets past Martinez. That's going to allow each runner to advance a base. Not a good throw back to the infield. Very nice. He always comes bearing gifts.
Yes, he does.
We like it.
All we need is some sweatpants next year, and I got a whole wardrobe.
That's all you need.
Well, we talked about the Mets being one of the better fielding teams in the major leagues this year. They have not shown it here tonight. Ronnie Paulino behind the plate has had issues. Beltran's had issues in right field, and now Martinez in left having problems corralling a base hit.
Four spot here in the 7th to really open it up. A 10-run lead. Foul out of play off to the right.
I'll tell you, Len, Coach Fitzgerald looks like he could still suit up and go out there and bang heads.
He was a two-time first-team All-American linebacker at Northwestern. Swing and a miss. He got him on the high pitch, but the Cubs add 4. Big C, a highlight of the inning with a 2-run single.
What up?
What up?
What up? What up?
What up?
What up?
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
What up?
Oh, did you just feel that? I think we just had a what up quake.
Hey, Dave, we're out of Bud Light.
Oh, good thing I just downloaded this app.
Here we go.
It's the sure sign of a good time. Just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Nice app.
I gotta get a new phone.
The 8-passenger Pilot, with the smallest turning radius in its class and 87 cubic feet of cargo space. It's only big on the inside. The Pilot.
For great leases and low financing, go to shophonda.com or see your Honda dealer.
I thought it would be fun, so I went on Ancestry.com, and this little leaf gave me a hint, and that led me to another leaf and another hint. I was like the family detective. Then I found out that one of my ancestors actually was a detective. So I'm like the other family detective.
Visit Ancestry.com and discover the world's largest online family history resource.
You don't have to know what you're looking for. You just have to start looking.
Your discovery starts right now on Ancestry.com.
Time now for our Honda game summary. I'll tell you, the Cubs needed a game like this. Losing Marlon Byrd and Matt Garza over the last few days. Visit your local Honda dealer today to test drive the 2011 Honda Cross Tour, available with 4-wheel drive. And what a night for Ryan Dempster. 7 innings, 1 run allowed as John Graybo takes over. Campana playing defense here at Wrigley for the first time as a Cub. Reed Johnson goes over to left. And the veteran left-hander Graybo facing Murphy. Comes a 1-2 slider, poked into shallow left. Reed Johnson with a basket catch. He's had an active night, starting in center and now in left. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Keep your nights legendary with How I Met Your Mother. Weeknights at 9 East, 6 West on WGN America.
Beltran swings at a high one, fouls it back to the netting. Cubs avoided Josh Beckett over the weekend, but the Indians did not tonight. Beckett got his 4th win in 5 decisions, 4-2, as the Red Sox beat the Indians. The Indians won last night. Even with a loss, Cleveland is 19-5 at home. Tell you, one guy the Cubs won't miss seeing is Adrian Gonzalez. He had 10 hits in that series at Fenway over the weekend.
Well, the Cubs shouldn't feel like the Lone Ranger. I think Adrian Gonzalez has put up similar numbers against just about everybody. He is a special hitter.
Rocketed foul by Beltran.
I was talking to Keith Moreland before the ball game today about that series in Boston, and it was really the first opportunity he'd had to see Adrian Gonzalez up close and personal, and Zonk said he is one of the best hitters he's seen in a long time. Rarely swings at bad pitches, rarely misses pitches when he does swing.
Well, the way Beltran was hitting the ball foul, you kind of felt like if he just straightened one out, he was going to end up with a hit, and that's exactly what happened. His first hit of the night.
The 11th hit as a right-handed hitter this season for Beltran. 5 of them have left the ballpark.
Jay Bruce with a 3-run double in the top of the ninth gave the Reds a 6-3 win at Philadelphia, and that ended Cincinnati's 6-game losing streak. Martinez waves at strike 1, 1-1. Two and two.
John Graybo just consistently pounding away at that low and away area of the plate. Fastballs and sliders going back out there once again. He missed his spot, but still got a good result. Hey, Chicago area viewers, on Monday, May 30th, Memorial Day, Len and I will be sitting in the Bud Light bleachers. You want to join us? Just send in a postcard with your name, age, address, email, and phone number to WGN TV, Thirst Row with Len and Bob, 2501 West Bradley Place, Chicago, Illinois, 60618. One lucky winner will get to bring 3 guests and sit in Budweiser's Thirst Row seats. They also get to hang with us in the bleachers for an inning. For more info, go to WGNTV.com/contests.
Turner lines out to Montañez. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. All Cubs tonight.
Thank you for calling USA Prime Credit. My name is...
Yeah, Peggy, I know. Hey, listen, cancel my card. I switched to Discover.
No.
Yeah, Discover's accepted most everywhere now, so I get more cash back. So, see ya.
If I lose customer, I must take retraining program.
No, come on. Retraining can't be that bad. Bad.
Switch to Discover. Millions of new places now accept America's #1 cash rewards card. It pays to Discover.
This aisle isn't big enough for 2 zeros.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Is that all you got?
I'm up to my knees in 0 calories. Pepsi to the max, so let's drink all of these. Pepsi Max. Too much taste to be called a 0.
She felt lost until the combination of 3 good probiotics in Phillips Colon Health defended against the bad gas, diarrhea, and constipation.
And it helped balance her colon. Ooh, now that's the best part. I love your work.
Phillips Colon Health.
We're now offering large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, Monday through Wednesday carryout.
$7.99? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza's worth at least twice what we're charging for.
The economy is still tough, and this is a great way to give customers value.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America.
Meet the Team Have a Ball presented by Bank of America's tomorrow at 2:30. Collect autographs on an authentic MLB baseball from the 2011 Cubs players and coaches in attendance. Limited tickets are available for $300 each. Proceeds benefit Chicago Cubs charities. To purchase tickets, go to Cubs.com or call 773-404-CUBS. Again, that's tomorrow here at the ballpark. Nick Evans will now play left with Fernando Martinez moving to right. This game taking on a spring training feel. As Castro is going to end up with a base hit. That ball backed up Reyes. And Castro has his 3rd hit tonight.
Well, that one, as you can clearly see, split lengthwise right down the barrel, almost all the way down to the handle, but died a hero for Starlin Castro. Reyes goes to the backhand. That last hop came up more than he expected, hit him on the heel of the glove. Starlin able to leg it out for an infield hit.
One and one to Ramirez. Mike O'Connor here in the 8th, 4th Mets pitcher, and a strike to push it to 1-2. Braves did shut out the Pirates 2-0. Jair Jurgens now with a 1.56 ERA. That leads the majors as he bested Charlie Morton in the dirt as Paulino trying to look for it. There's Jeff Samardzija. Double check Josh Beckett's line. Make sure, but I'm pretty sure Jurgen's now leading the way. Beckett at 1.69. Jurgen's at 156. Ramirez strikes out. Minnesota over Seattle 4-2 the final. Well, the Mariners have been hot. That just snapped their 6-game winning streak. If they had won, they would have been at 500, but they did not and are not. Nick Blackburn went the distance for the Twins. Yankees got 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. They raced a 4-1 deficit, beat the Blue Jays 5-4. CC Sabathia stuck it out, went the distance, got the win. They won it on a Mark Teixeira infield single.
Well, anytime you talk about the Blue Jays, you got to check on Jose Bautista, who went 0 for 4 tonight.
Left 5 on base. He homered last night, his 19th. Tigers with 2 in the 8th beat Tampa Bay 7-6. One of my favorite names. Al Albuquerque got the win. That's awesome. Well, I want to know, is Al short for Albuquerque?
Albuquerque.
The 2-1 inside.
Talking about Jose Bautista, there was an article in the Sunday New York Times paper about what he's done over the last year plus, where it ranks among all-time offensive seasons for players, and also talking about the intentional walks. And we touched on this. Up until just a few days ago, he had only drawn 5 intentional walks in a year and a couple of months as Pena takes a walk. Andre Dawson had 5 intentional walks in 1 ball game.
That was Lou Piniella with the Reds, who intentionally walked him 5 times. I guess it tells you, Bob, it takes a long time to build a reputation, doesn't it?
Well, and I think Bautista is starting to develop that reputation, because teams are just going to start taking the bat out of his hands. I mean, he's only seeing strikes about 34% of the pitches that are thrown to him, and still doing the kind of damage that he does. So that tells you that it's a low risk proposition to just go ahead and put him on base. Don't give him a chance, especially in a close ball game where one swing of the bat can swing the outcome.
Pop foul by Campana. Another wild finish. The Orioles got 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Beat Kansas City 5-3. Let's see who hit the home run. Adam Jones with a 2-run homer to win it. Felix P.A. tied it with an RBI double. Brian Roberts has a concussion. He's got to rest for 2 weeks. He was placed on the 7-day disabled list. That's new, created this year. I think we have parity. You know, whether you want to call it mediocrity, parity, what have you, Bob, but there are a lot of teams within 2 or 3 games of 500. A lot. They'll get one, but no chance for two. None.
Hey, Len, tomorrow from 11:30 to 1 p.m., join WGN Radio, Darwin Barney, and Jeff Samardzija for a live Cubs Corner broadcast and lunch from Wildfire, Chicago. Tickets are $50. Call 312-787-9000 today. Every time Tony Campana steps to the plate, I want to get my stopwatch out of my bag and time that run down the first baseline, but he always gets down there before I can get the watch out of my bag.
Well, Lou Montañez has been up here a day, and they're already looing him here at Wrigley. Struck well, but it's going to be caught by Pridey, and that ends the inning. Here comes the ninth. Looks like Jeff Samardzija is going to close it out.
I can't believe your head exploded.
Hey!
Too much on your plate? No matter when you get around to booking, Hotels.com will have a great last-minute deal waiting for you.
Like at the Hotels.com 48-hour sale this Tuesday and Wednesday only.
Hotels.com. Be smart. Book smart.
Powerful deodorants protect against sweat, but they can cause skin irritation. Dove Men Plus Care combines 48-hour protection plus our 1/4 moisturizer technology in a non-irritant formula. New Dove Men Plus Care deodorant, tough on sweat, not on skin.
Well, I basically started noticing my hair loss a couple years ago, so I started using Rogaine foam.
Only Rogaine foam is shown to regrow hair in 85% of guys.
It just brought about a lot of confidence.
Try new unscented Rogaine foam. Learn more at Rogaine.com.
Chug that coffee. Bolt that burrito. No matter what life throws at you, you can take the heat until it turns into heartburn. Good thing you've got what it takes to beat that heat, too. Zantac. It's strong. Just one pill can knock out the burn. It's fast, the speed you need for heartburn relief, and it lasts up to 12 hours. So, let them turn up the heat. You can stop that heartburn cold. Zantac.
Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. Tonight, savor 2 steak and seafood combinations. Enjoy our juicy sirloin with jumbo fire-grilled shrimp. Or try our new filet topped with shrimp and tender lobster. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Here's tonight's Budweiser play of the game. 13 hits tonight for the Cubs, but Bob, I think this kind of set the tone. This would have been the second out of the bottom of the second inning, but the ball was booted on the throw by the catcher Ronnie Paulino. The Cubs would score 4 unearned runs that inning and really haven't looked back tonight. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
Really good to see the Cubs take advantage of a mistake by the opposition and turn it into a big offensive inning.
Here's Nick Evans with his first and likely only plate appearance tonight. Just came in to play left in the bottom of the 8th. You get the numbers for Jeff Samardzija. Up in the air down the right field line. Montañez will not have room. Right-handers tomorrow night. Dylan G 3-0 with the Mets. Casey Coleman 2-3 for the Cubs. R.A. Dickey, Carlos Zambrano on Thursday afternoon here on WGN. Called strike 3 for the first out.
You know, other than the walks, Jeff Samardzija has had himself a fine season up to this point. But even with the walks, Len, it's a little bit like Carlos Marmol. The first time we saw him at the major league level, he was hitting guys, he was walking guys, but nobody was really hitting him hard. And that's kind of what we've seen from Samardzija this year. He gets himself into trouble from time to time with the base on balls, but rarely does he give up that big base hit to turn it into a huge inning. And I think that's because of the slider. We've talked about it ever since Jeff Samardzija signed with the Cubs. He needed to come up with some secondary pitches. Has a pretty good split-fingered fastball, but needed some kind of a breaking pitch that he could get some strikeouts with. And that slider at times looked very good, at other times not so good, but it's been a real consistent pitch for him this year.
Montañez, Barney, Pena, and it drops untouched, but it was fun to watch Barney in particular scamper over there.
I'll tell you, a lot of times in the ninth inning of a 10-run ball game, you'll see a pop foul like this, and you won't see any of the position players chase after it. Cubs have three guys right there: Darwin Barney, Luis Montañez, and Carlos Pena, trying to track that ball down into foul territory. Good hustle.
You got some speed out there right now with Castro and Barney and Johnson, Campana, Montañez. 3-2. It's right under the glove of Ramirez. Ball might have hit the lip of the grass and just didn't come up. And Paulino is on.
That will very generously be ruled a hit for Ronnie Paulino. I think that ball did hit the lip of the infield, though, and stay down.
Tejada with one out. Ball one. No doubt who they're rooting for.
Group of monks here showing their support for the Cubs.
Fastball strike.
Apparently some of the jackets have hoods, some do not.
Barney with another chance. This one's going to drop just foul. Just foul.
Looked like Darwin thought that Montañez might have a play, maybe even called for it right there. You could see he clearly pulled up and looked to the right fielder. Fortunately for the Cubs, that ball lands just foul. I think that ball took a shot to the right there. As soon as it hit the ground, it went over into the Mets bullpen. You know, from painting the stripes down the right and left field line over the course of a season, it tends to get a little thicker and a little harder than the grass around it. It looked like the ball might have hit right on the edge of the foul line, just judging from the bounce that it took.
Swing and the miss. Strike 3. 2 gone in the ninth.
Good old-fashioned country hardball there. Here's my best fastball. See what you can do with it. And that time Samardzija able to blow it by Tejada for the second out.
Pridey with 1 on, 2 down. Cubs leading by 10. This would be the Cubs' largest margin of victory. And he went around, and that will do it. Cubs win. 3 strikeouts in the ninth for Jeff Samardzija. Tough day of injury news with Garza going to the DL. But the Cubs pound the Mets 11-1. So the Cubs kick off the 9-game homestand with a blowout 11-1 win over the New York Mets. We'll have more from Wrigley in a moment.
That was close. Next on WGN, though, trying to tie it up in basketball land. Bulls and Heat, Game 4 in the series to go to the finals. Then we were the first to report Rahm Emanuel on the stand. We're hearing tomorrow when Rod Blagojevich's legal team launches their defense. He's the first of many high-profile potential witnesses. Truly terrifying. A half-mile-wide tornado shreds Oklahoma. And the storm heads for Joplin just days after their deadly twister.
Dance for me, puppets. Dance for the puppet master. Oh, yes, dance.
You love the dance.
Hallelujah!
Isn't that awesome?
Losing power shouldn't mean losing time. The Next Tech Quick Boost. Giving you a charge in just 3 minutes, getting you back to work faster. Craftsman, trust in your hands. Now hard to reach is never out of reach. The next generation Craftsman Hammerhead. It's an auto hammer, but the only one with an articulating head for superior access. Get a free drill with purchase of one of these 12-volt tools. Craftsman, trust in your hands.
Oh, Egg McMuffin. Good call, babe. Fresh cracked egg. Oh, look at all the fruit in here.
We've got to try this, honey. Oh, you're not my honey.
It's so good.
Whole grain oats with crisp apples, grade A eggs with lean Canadian bacon, or tasty fruit with low-fat yogurt. Each just 300 calories or less. It's the simple joy of a wholesome breakfast.
It's actually how we met.
This is unbelievable. It's a lifetime. Gone.
We'll make it right, John.
When the unthinkable happens, we're right there with you to help you get your life back on track. Nationwide is on your side.
Don't worry about them, Rocket. You got this. Here we go!
It's the sure sign of a good time. It's just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
You gotta admit, it was a heck of a catch.
After we stay 2 times at a hotel, who wants a free night? Free night, free night.
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, when you stay 2 separate times at any of these Choice hotels, you'll earn 1 night free. Book today at choicehotels.com.
Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. Tonight, savor 2 steak and seafood combinations. Enjoy our juicy sirloin with jumbo fire-grilled shrimp. Or try our new filet topped with shrimp and tender lobster. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Even in the most uncertain times, there are some things we know for sure. There will still be weddings, still be babies, and still be bright futures. That's why New York Life has been helping families plan for the expected and unexpected for 166 years. Backed by the highest ratings for financial strength, we're safe and secure, so you can be too. Give your family the gift of a secure financial future. New York Life, the company you keep.
This penny's from 1939.
Lucky Penny really, more than any show, kind of shows the way the writers think.
This guy likes pennies.
And that penny is introduced more than 10 episodes before.
In The Scorpion and the Toad, it's introduced.
I found a 1939 penny on the subway.
It's the same penny, because in the flashback they're wearing the same clothes. That strong sense of continuity, that's what really draws me.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And by the Illinois Lottery. How does $1,000 a week every week for the rest of your life sound? Then play Cash for Life instant games from the Illinois Lottery. The longer you live, the more you get. Our next WGN broadcast of Cubs baseball will be this Thursday right here at Wrigley Field. Cubs hosting the Mets in the final game of this 3-game set. Our broadcast starts at 1 with the leadoff man, and then R.A. Dickey opposes Carlos Zambrano. Once again, the final score tonight, the Cubs 11, the Mets 1. Cubs baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity only from Comcast. And now for Bob and our entire crew here at Wrigley Field, this is Len Casper inviting you to stay tuned. The WGN News is next.
Well, I basically started noticing my hair loss a couple years ago, so I started using Rogaine foam.
Only Rogaine foam is shown to regrow hair in 85% of guys.
It just brought about a lot of confidence.
Try new unscented Rogaine foam. Learn more at Rogaine.com.
Powerful deodorants protect against sweat, but they can cause skin irritation. Dove Men Plus Care combines 48-hour protection plus our 1/4 moisturizer technology in a non-irritant formula. New Dove Men Plus Care deodorant, tough on sweat, not on skin.
Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Thank you for calling USA Prime Credit. My name is...
Yeah, Peggy, I know. Hey, listen, cancel my card. I switched to Discover.
No.
Yeah, Discover's accepted most everywhere now, so I get more cash back. So, see ya.
If I lose customer, I must take retraining program.
Now, come on, retraining can't be that bad. Bad.
Switch to Discover. Millions of new places now accept America's #1 cash rewards card. It pays to Discover.
It's a beautiful day for baseball.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America. This is Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
The defense of former Governor Rod Blagojevich in his corruption retrial already setting off fireworks, and it hasn't even started yet. As we first reported today, on deck to testify tomorrow, Chicago's new mayor, Rahm Emanuel. Good evening, I'm Micah Mater.
And I'm Mark Sapelsa. Our top story seen around the country on WGN America. It is the defense's turn. Tom Negevin joins us live at the Dirksen Federal Building, where it all starts tomorrow. Tom.
That's right, Mark and Micah. The mayor's office confirming the call to take the witness stand by the Blagojevich defense, if not the timing. But a source familiar with Rod Blagojevich's defense says among the first of the high-profile names expected to take the stand, the mayor himself, likely tomorrow morning. He left a late afternoon event the same way he came in, through the back door, without a word to reporters. Mayor Emanuel's office later confirming what a source close to the Blagojevich case had already told WGN, that the newly sworn-in mayor has been told to prepare to testify at the ex-governor's trial. Once on the stand, he could be asked about a couple of things. One, an alleged extortion attempt by Blagojevich, who prosecutors say threatened to withhold millions in state grants for a school in then-Congressman Emanuel's district unless his wealthy Hollywood agent brother threw a Blagojevich fundraiser. Then there's the alleged attempt to sell President Obama's former Senate seat. Witnesses have testified it was White House Chief of Staff Emanuel who spoke for the president in saying Blagojevich would get only thanks and appreciation for giving the job to the president's choice. Not enough, prosecutors allege, for Rod Blagojevich, who sources say is also being prepared to take the stand, working with his legal team, and according to one source, never more ready. Another big name expected to be called by the defense, Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., who would be asked about allegations that a group of businessmen offered the ex-governor millions in campaign cash in exchange for the president's old Senate seat. What it all adds up to is a major strategy shift for the Blagojevich legal team and an attempt to mount a vigorous defense.
The reason that they're calling him, obviously, is to try to show that in fact the Senate seat was never really up for sale. That any of the conversations they had with him while he was with President Obama were just typical horse trading, which goes on everywhere.
Asked about this long ago, Rahm Emanuel said if called, he would testify. His spokesperson saying nothing has changed. Sounds busy down here tonight. Just wait until tomorrow. It resumes the Blagojevich retrial at the Dirksen Federal Building, 9:30 a.m.
Thank you, Tom Negevin. A deadly tornado outbreak, this time just southwest of Oklahoma City. At least 4 people are reported dead, with dozens more injured. Search crews are combing through the damage tonight looking for survivors. Emergency management crews in Canadian County say several buildings were destroyed. Television crews were on the scene as the twisters were touching down to the corridor there near Interstate 40. Witnesses reported cars being blown off the highway and some parts torn apart. Incredible images showing power lines snapping, debris carried in the wind, helicopter shots showing the well-formed tornado sweeping across the landscape as well.
And those same storms sent tornadoes into Texas tonight, and within the last half hour, it caused a tornado warning in the already devastated town of Joplin, Missouri. The death toll in that town, at least 124. Today, as crews continued to clean up, tornado experts upgraded the twister to an EF5 tornado. That's the strongest grade of tornado. It's clocking winds of more than 200 miles an hour. More than 8,000 buildings have been damaged. Also today, President Obama said America will do anything it can to ensure the people of Joplin recover. He plans to visit that area Sunday.
Tom Skilling's in the Weather Center with updated watches and warnings for us. Tom?
Mark and Micah, the storm system is moving in our direction. Means some big rains and thunderstorms on the way. There may be severe weather in parts of our area. Then a cool Thursday, and could 90 degrees be in our future for the Memorial Day holiday, at least the latter part of it. It's a possibility. We have the full forecast and a look at all those storms. A very active night in the weather department coming up.
All right, Tom, thank you. Bulls pretty much in a must-win game. Game 4, Miami tonight for the Eastern Conference Finals, trailing the Heat 2-1. They've not lost 3 straight games all season long. A back-and-forth game from the opening tip. Derrick Rose showing why he is the league's MVP. Very nice move here, a dunk in the second quarter. More the same in the second half. Behind the back, slashing to the hoop for a score here. And the game is down to the wire right now. 8 seconds remaining, all tied up. Bulls fans taking it all in tonight.
WGN's Randy Bellasoma out there with them. How are they feeling? They're pretty happy right now. And kind of scared a little bit, I bet, Randy.
Hey guys, we have like seconds to go. The mood here is very hopeful, but as we know, things in the series can change very quickly. And there's 3 seconds to go. I feel like I need to watch. We're going to overtime. There's one Heat fan here. He's sitting alone. The rest of us, while we wait for overtime, are all in this together.
Up and down Madison Street tonight, Bulls fans are feeling the pressure.
Everyone else has got to be firing on all cylinders. I mean, Luol Deng, Carlos Boozer, the support staff needs to be there. They're stopping Derrick Rose in transition, so he's got to get that ball out, and everyone's got to be doing their job.
With the team down 2-1 and tonight's on the road, they know this series is seriously tough.
I think that we'll make the adjustments and that the Heat are just they're bound to crumble.
Many here at Crossroads have been at the bar for every game of the playoffs. This guy's got a pretty good track record.
Between the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Olympics, I have a really high average, like 800%.
And across the street at Third Rail, the 3 big guns from Miami aren't going to get to them.
I mean, look at their roster. They have crybaby LeBron James, the Chicago Trader Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh riding everyone's coattails.
And further west down Madison, fans are looking forward to the series returning to the west side.
The Bulls got a chance. They got to continue to penetrate. D. Rose has to continue to play his game, and they'll win the series in 7 games.
It might take a while, they say, but the Bulls will once again be world champions.
I'm pretty sure we're going to not lose the rest of the way and bring home a title back to Chicago. I got faith.
After they get past overtime, they're ready for things to come back here on Thursday and then ready to move on to either Dallas or Oklahoma City. I got to get back to the game. Live at the Billy Goat at Madison and Ogden. Randy Bellasoma, WGN News.
You go, girl. Thank you. New mayor has a plan to take on some of the high crime neighborhoods.
Next, why some officers will be on the move.
You're watching Chicago's very own WGN News with Micah Mater, Mark Sapelsa, Tom Skilling, and Dan Roan. This is WGN News at 9.
He's gonna take that ugly face and make you reasonable to look at.
It's a beautiful day for baseball. That's very deep to left. Gone!
Cubs, Mets, Thursday at 2 East on WGN America.
Walls can talk, but it's our job to make them say something interesting. So how about this weekend we learn some new tricks of the trade? Then break out our doing clothes and get rolling. Let's use some paint that helps us get the job done in record time and makes a statement when we're finished. We're lowering the cost of a new favorite color. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get $5 off 1-gallon cans of select Behr, Glidden, and Martha Stewart Living paint.
That's the way.
Introducing Mio, a revolutionary water enhancer. Add a little, add a lot. For a drink that's just the way you like it. Make it yours. Make it Mio.
Get great value and shop the final week of the Kmart White Sale. Hurry in. Solid color sheets and all towels are on sale. And just in time for summer, get these essential home beach towels starting at $3.99. Plus, get $30 off home purchases of $100 or more.
They're smart, and there's Kmart Smart.
Introducing Honey Bunches of Oats Raisin Medley. There's nothing like it. The only cereal with 1, 2, 3 kinds of raisins and crunchy multigrain flakes. You gotta try new Honey Bunches of Oats Raisin Medley.
We now offer phone service for $1.70 a month with Magic Jack. That's just $19.95 a year. $19.95 a year. We give you free local and long distance and your own phone number. Make us your new phone company or add a second line with Magic Jack.
You're watching WGN News at 9.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel attending to city business today and shaking things up at the Chicago Police Department. 500 officers will be redeployed to high crime areas this summer, the majority leaving 2 specialized units like the Mobile Strike Force and Targeted Response Unit. Those officers were transferred to some of the most dangerous districts on the south and west sides.
The beat officer is the backbone of the police department. It is fundamental to the strategy of both the police department and to community policing. And having beat officers focused in the area of working with a community is essential to fighting crime.
Mayor promised to put 1,000 additional officers on the streets during his mayoral campaign. Some of those officers would be shifted from desk jobs and other would be new hires.
Your electric bills are going up real soon, June 1st. The Illinois Commerce Commission today approved ComEd's rate hike request. It adds $3.15 to average monthly bills, generates $156 million more in revenue. This follows 11 months of hearings and opposition from the Citizens Utility Board, CUB. The ICC said no to a small surcharge for grid improvements. Now, separately, ComEd is fighting in Springfield for legislation that would set a formula for automatic rate hikes. First day on the job for the new guy. Former Chicago Mayor Richard Daley reveals his new job along with his new employer. He's taking on a public policy post at the University of Chicago. 5-year appointment as a distinguished senior fellow, where he'll coordinate 10 lectures per academic year starting in the fall, centering on issues facing cities in the 21st century. Now, in a separate move, Mr. Daley has already signed up with a public speaking agency. Shaping up to be a stormy Wednesday in the Chicago area.
But if you can make it through that, Tom Skilling says the real reward will come Memorial Day weekend. He has your first look at the barbecue forecast next.
White Sox, Jays, Saturday 1 East 10 West on WGN America.
At Triscuit, we're a fan of simple ingredients, so we seeded that into something much bigger, the home farming movement. Join us at homefarming.com.
Kiss everything you know about cookies goodbye. New Newton's Fruit Thins, real cranberries and cranberry citrus oat. Crispy whole grain. Newton's Fruit Thins, one unique cookie.
Look, we've all dealt with the itching of athlete's foot. I can't just wash it away. Killing it takes clinical strength. I only use Lotrimin Ultra. Its powerful formula can even cure severe cases of athlete's foot. Nothing cures better. Lotrimin Ultra, the killer cure.
This is it, Nutrisystem's first ever half-price sale. We're slashing prices 50% off our everyday low pricing.
Don't miss out. Get this fantastic first-time offer.
Order now and get 4 chef-inspired meals a day, like our frosted cinnamon bun, creamy chicken Alfredo, cheesy pizza, and over a dozen chocolatey desserts.
The selection, fantastic.
Call now and save 50% and lose weight just in time for summer.
My name's Michelle, and I lost 38 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I lost over 100 pounds and lowered my blood sugar on Nutrisystem D.
Based on the proven science of the glycemic index, Nutrisystem works.
That's me 22 pounds ago, and I'm never going back there again.
There's never been a better time. Our half-price sale means big savings for everyone. So hurry, at 50% off, this sale won't last long.
I'm Sherry, and I lost 57 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Go online or call 877-354-THIN now to get this limited time offer.
This is stylish. This is contemporary. This is Kmart. Everything you need to create a beautiful backyard at a price you'll love. And this week, get a free cushion storage box with this dining set. This is smart. This is Kmart.
Was your baby born with birth defects? Did you take Zoloft during your pregnancy? Our law firm is investigating potential claims for children with heart defects, brain defects, skull defects, limb defects, and other defects. If you took Zoloft during pregnancy and have a child with birth defects, please call 1-888-55-BLAIR for a free initial consultation. Call 1-888-55-BLAIR. 1-888-55-BLAIR.
Tom is here, and take a look at that, Tom. Wow.
Yeah, this is from one of our interns, Heather Brinkman, who is storm chasing in Oklahoma today. And look at that tornado, one of a whole series that came down. We had 28 tornado reports across 8 states tonight. And, of course, direct hits in Oklahoma City and in Dallas-Fort Worth, among other areas. A tornado warning in Joplin, where the storm has been declared that hit earlier in the week, the EF5, 200-mile-per-hour winds in that. So isn't that something? Yeah. And, you know, I'm a little worried about our area. I think we may be in line for some severe weather in parts of this area tomorrow and some big rains as well.
Really?
But we're also looking at what could be a 90-degree late Memorial Day weekend setup here. Only 8 Memorial Days in 138 years of records for Memorial Days here.